It's Doug Walker. You're watching The Crazy House, Crazy McCormick.
What up, y'all? Crazy McCormick up in this bitch. Oh, that's empty. This one's good. So what's crack-a-lackin'? I know I'm a week late. Um, don't really have much of an excuse to not have done a show last week, except for the fact that there wasn't really a whole lot of stuff that was going on that I saw. Um, and I would really hate to just completely make it non-Juggalo based. There's got to be a little smidgen, a little nugget of Juggalo shit involved into this fucking podcast. And I really didn't see anything that I felt, like, well, last minute, because that's usually how I fucking work. Um, there wasn't really anything last minute that I saw that really did justice. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm in the midst of trying to do something on Twitch right now. I'm trying to, well, last week, I'm trying to get through Doom 2. So on my live streams and stuff like that. So I was like, I was more interested in playing Doom than doing a fucking podcast. And so you guys understand, I'm a fucking gamer. I'm going to fucking play goddamn Doom. And then, of course, I didn't do the show. But now I'm back. I've got a couple of things that are Juggalo related that I'm going to throw your way. But before I do, I have a quick piece of accountability that I need to fucking take. I am a fucking hypocrite, and I am very, very much willing to turn my back on my own fucking boundaries. And what I mean by that is, I got the Switch 2 earlier today. Yeah, the Switch 2. I own it now. Under normal circumstances, I usually wait about a year before I actually buy a new console. But seeing some of the goodness and seeing some of the bad of what's going on with the Switch 2, I'm like, I have to fucking see this for myself. I have to get the feel of this motherfucker for my own. Like, I can't fully fucking rely on everybody else's opinions according to what some of the stuff is. And, maybe we'll see if we can find some more shit about the Switch 2. So, yes, as a gamer, and as a person who does generally make money playing video games online, I needed the tax write-off. Okay, so rather than waiting 6 to 12 months for the fucking system to go half in price, I decided to bite the $500 bullet, and I now have the Switch 2, and it was actually not that. It was actually pretty cool. Uh, the fact that I bought the Switch 2, I was able to transfer all of my information from my Switch to the Switch 2, and then I said, well, what am I going to do with the Switch? Ah, fuck it. I just gave it to my daughter. Okay. So, because one of my, my youngest son, his mother bought him a Switch, and he's also got a PlayStation 5. My other son has a fucking Xbox One, and she doesn't have anything. So I was like, here you go, boo boo. Have a Switch. And she goes, yay, because she's already made a decision that she was going to get herself a Switch, and she was happy about the fact that I gave her the Switch rather than, you know, rather than having her fucking save up as much as she could to get her own Nintendo Switch. Well, now she could take that money and she can actually start building her catalog. And hopefully she will. And on top of that, I also ended up getting the the digital download for Mario Kart World. I tried it out for myself. It's actually not that bad. Um, but I only played it a little bit with my two boys for a little while, and then after that I started playing uh, Marvel Ultimate Alliance for the regular Switch. But yeah, like I said, I feel like a hypocrite because the last episode I was bitching about the price tag behind it, but also at the same time it's like, well, it does come with a digital download for Mario Kart World, and even though Mario Kart World is $80, I'm buying it at a $50 price tag. And eventually, because you guys know how I hate downloaded content, I will eventually have to buy the physical copy. But I'm not going to do that until the price fucking goes down. And then I'll buy the physical copy. The rest of the fucking Nintendo Switch 2 library on release is very lackluster, and I'm not a very big fan of the fucking list of games that came out for the Switch 2 because a lot of it's just ports from other systems. Like there's a Cyberpunk port, and there's also going to eventually be a fucking Final Fantasy VII Rebirth port that's going to be coming out soon. The only other game that's probably going to be worth a fuck buying at this point, that's going to be exclusive for the Switch 2, is going to be the new Donkey Kong game, which they have like a ability to destroy the fucking terrain no matter where you are, which I think is fucking dope. So I'm looking forward to checking that out. But Mario Kart World, there's, like, it is what it is. I guess it's an okay package, and it's a pretty unique mindset. Like, change up or whatever you want to say in comparison to some of the previous Mario Kart games, if you're a fan of that stuff. So yeah, I got the damn thing. As hypocritical as I am, I needed the tax write-off. So with that being said, you guys saw the subject heading of this episode, which is the battle of the fucking theme for this month. Uh, Actually, before I get into that, there's a couple of things that we will need to get into, and that's the Juggalo shit, just to get the Juggalo shit out of the way. So let's go ahead and change the channel, and I'll show you one of the first fucking things. So if you were planning on actually getting anything outside of a general admission ticket for the Gathering of the Juggalos, you're asked out. Okay, VIP experience, the car pass, the Fago Armageddon for Thursday night and the final night as well. Little ballas, big ballas, all of it's gone. The only thing, everything, like literally everything, except for general admission, because you know they never sell out of that shit. So this is the only thing that you got. $300, boom, you've got your gathering ticket, unless you're actually very good at sneaking into the fucking place. That is like as far as I've seen, there's been a couple of rumors and speculations about what is possibly going to be the the set list and stuff like that. But I'm not really that type of person to base my conclusions on rumors and speculations and hearsay, because that's really what a lot of it is. And so I don't know. I guess one of the things that I saw was possibly RA the Rugged Man, and there was somebody that said there's a rumor, I guess, going around that mindless self-indulgence is going to be a part of the Gathering of the Juggalos. I saw that somewhere, and people were like, "Wait a minute! I thought there was some questionable shit being said about Jimmy Uringer." There's probably something. There's always something. I mean, Jimmy Urine is a weird motherfucker, and I guess there's been the rumor going around the possibility that he was grooming kids or something like that. I don't believe that for a second. Um, I don't see that dude as being that type of dude. And if he is that type of dude, well, he's not the only one in the music business that fucking does this shit. I guess that's probably a bad thing for me to fucking say, but I like mindless self-indulgence, and I think that they're a perfect fucking. I think that they're another one of those perfectly weird, fucked up ass performance pieces that belongs at the Gathering of the Juggalos, alongside Mike Patton. And I've also grown a liking for Oingo Boingo, but you'll never get Oingo Boingo at the Gathering of the Juggalos because they got that fuck you price probably. It's just like those are some bizarre fucking bands and shit. I mean, we've also got some weird shit like King Dracula that has come out in the past. Ghostmane actually can fucking hit the set hard. But like mindless self-indulgence, I've seen MSI live, and MSI is actually a very fun band. But I'm not necessarily saying this in the sense that it is set in stone. None of these are set in stone. A lot of these things that have been coming out via the gathering, via rumors and speculations about who's going to be on the set list of the Gathering of the Juggalos is fucking, hearsay. Green Jello would be another good one for the Gathering of the Juggalos. They've done it numerous times. Guar is another one of those bands, numerous times that they've performed at the Gathering of the Juggalos. Personally, I think that it's time for the Jelly Roll to fucking come back because he said that he would do it, and not only would he do it, but he'd do it for fucking free. So why wouldn't you have Jelly Roll at the Gathering of the Juggalos? Like if he's not going to do it for free, he'll definitely do it for the reduced price. But nevertheless, aside from all of the possibilities and the fucking rumors and speculations, we still got another couple of months left. We got 2 months left before we figure it out. And somebody actually hit me up. Speaking of the Gathering of the Juggalos, somebody hit me up on Instagram or in Messenger. I can't remember, one of the socials, and they ended up saying, how long do you think it's going to be before we actually get the infomercial? And I said within 2 weeks prior to the gathering of the Juggalos starting, or they're not going to do an like a pre-cut infomercial at all like they used to back in the day, and they're just going to fucking do a live stream and fucking talk about it because it's easier that way, I guess, for them because they don't have a production company doing shit like back in the day when I think it was Kuma that was doing the fucking editing, or Rai Rai. There were quite a few motherfuckers back in the day that were working for Psychopathic that would do a lot of the video editing. But I doubt that if we do get an infomercial, it's not going to be until maybe 2 weeks prior to the gathering happening. And if we don't get an infomercial, it's just going to be a fucking live stream like they did. I don't know if it was before or after COVID when they were fucking talking about the gathering, which annoyed the shit out of me. I did not like the fact that they did a whole ass live stream about that. But aside from all of that, this is it. This is all you got left. General admission tickets. Shout out, shout out, shout out, shout out, shot out. Everything is absolutely fucking shot out. What up, what up, what up? Do you think they invite some M&E artists? No. Simply enough put, no. I don't think that they are going to do that. As a matter of fact, I did see on Facebook a couple of weeks ago that Jamie ended up saying that they were not asked at all and they understand, I guess, or they aren't surprised that they weren't asked about it. But yes, I'm excited. I'm beyond excited for the prospect of a new Joker's card coming. I can't wait to jam the new shit. That is true. I believe I talked about that in the last episode. That the Knot has been announced. That they are going to be releasing it during the time of the gathering of the Juggalos. I don't know if that means that it's also going to. I know that they're going to be selling physical copies at the gathering of the Juggalos. I'm very sure of that. However, I'm not 100% sure as to whether or not that's going to be available for digital after or during the gathering. I'm not sure. There's a possibility, I guess, but I'm not 100%. I mean, I'm not a part of that whole shebang. Like I'm not part of the whole fucking street team. I don't pretend to be a part of the behind the scenes. Like I may have some jug of clout in some way, shapes, or forms, but I, under no circumstances, have that level of jug of clout to where I can say that I know the inner workings of what's going on behind Psychopathic. I don't have an in like that, and I don't pretend that I do. So if any M&E artists would be invited, if anything, it would probably be Alazulilu. I agree with that one, Mr. Rotten Treats. But other than that, and that's fucking a stretch because they still are M&E artists, even though they do have their LLE shit. But Alazulilu having a fucking uh, possibility of becoming uh, a performer at the Gathering of the Juggalos, that it's a fucking it's hard to fucking say, you know. I have high doubts of it. I'd be shocked if Alazul Ilu was invited to perform at the Gathering. All right, so here's the other thing too that I saw that I thought was interesting. Apparently, Hex has a new fucking album out called Suerte, and it was just released 2 days ago, I believe. But I don't know if I don't 100% know how people still feel about Hex, considering that he's no longer a part of Chapter 17. He left or he got fired, one of the two, and he kind of went on his own way. Um, Although I do believe that he has said in the past that he is still down with the Juggalos. He's still doing the Jug shit, and I guess that's why I was able to rip this off of fucking what you call it, Bigger Lovers. Yeah, that's usually my main source for all the stuff that I jack. So I mean, if you're still a Hex fan, go ahead and check this out. Bro, this album bangs. I listened to it 2 times already. Like I really like Hex. The song that he did, Psycho, fucking love that song. Just because of the fact that they ended up, you didn't miss much. I just basically talked about how the Gathering of the Juggalos is sold out of everything except for tickets, and basically just said I don't believe much of the rumors and speculations about who is going to be on the set list. But outside of that, fucking Homeboy came out with a new album, Suerte by X. I haven't checked it out. I do like Hex's music. I just haven't had a chance to, to be totally honest, like I have not really been listening to a whole lot of psychopathic shit or juggalo shit, horrorcore or anything like that. I've really been sticking to my metal roots for the longest fucking time. And mainly because like I really like a lot of goblins screaming from like the fucking metal twink from Lorna Shore, Will Ramos. I really like that dude. Yeah, exactly. I mean, in all truth and honesty, Swill, I never give a fuck. Like I no longer give a fuck about what's on the set list or anything like that. If I want to gather, I'm going to gather. If I can afford to gather, I'm going to gather. If I can barely afford to gather, I'm going to gather. If I can't afford to gather, well, I've got Nintendo. I mean, that's basically how it is. So like the way I look at it, it's like the set list doesn't matter to me. Anybody who gives a fuck about the fucking set list is not going to the Gathering of the Juggalos for the right reasons. Basically, for me, I think that it's more fun to walk around and basically try to play fucking um, like when I go to the gathering, for the most part, yeah, like the set list is kind of the bonus. I mean, I'm there for family. And when I say family, I mean motherfuckers that I know in real life. And there goes my motherfucking camera. Of course. The fucking camera already has to fucking die. Yeah, and I'd love to see Necrogoblicon at the gathering. It would be dope. Anyways, so I mean, there's a lot of people that I think would be perfect fits for the Gathering of the Juggalos, but at the end of the day, the set list really doesn't fucking matter to me. What matters to me, like the set list is basically the fucking background music. For me, basically having my own little scavenger hunt, trying to find all of the fucking ninjas that I know or people that I have met over the past year that said, hey, I'm going to be at the Gathering. I hope to see you there. And and I believe I don't know if Hex still fucking gathers or not. I don't know. They are kind of big for us now, but that doesn't matter because like they've gotten some pretty big names to perform at the Gathering of the Juggalos, and with all of these other festivals that they've come across, they have bumped into and rubbed elbows with other bands. So there are going to be motherfuckers that could possibly be asked to perform at the gathering that will be shocked at. I don't know. They haven't released anything official yet. And by the way, as I said before, that's the only way that I'll actually fucking confirm whether or not somebody is actually there because ICP said so. I am that much of a fucking stand for Insane Clown Posse that I will not believe anything unless Insane Clown Posse says it is so. God damn it. About the gathering. So yeah, Suerte. Check it out. It should be on your socials. And another thing too, apparently later on this month, there's gonna be a fucking another crossover and another fucking Ouija Mac album that's gonna be coming out. Came to Kill. So it's a crossover of Ouija Mac and Sinister. Is this a different Sinister than the what have you motherfucker that I know, that we all know, V Sinister? Is it different? Or did he just drop the V? Like I don't remember, I don't know, but nevertheless, though, Ouija Mac and Sinister doing a crossover. It's Ouija Mac doing another fucking crossover, and he just released Chlorine. I like the artwork. Don't get me wrong. Like I can't hate that fucking artwork. And it feels like that's on a t-shirt. I feel like that somebody just took a picture from on the t-shirt, and that's what that is. Nevertheless, this is coming out, I think it said June 27th. So we've got another couple of weeks. We got 3 weeks, and then this motherfucker's gonna be out. I didn't see a set list or anything like, or like a song title list or anything like that. Eh, I'm by main stage yelling on a megaphone about dumb shit, which is customary for juggalos with megaphones. Assholes with megaphones do that. This guy comes walking by. I'm like, look at this fake ass Hex looking ass motherfucker. Turns out it actually was Hex. That's actually a pretty funny story. I like that. But yeah, this artwork looks pretty fucking tight, and this is the type of shit that I'm interested in. This has that death metal fucking black metal kind of feel to it. So I'm actually fucking hella down for this just based off of the artwork alone. Now, like I said before, yeah, I kind of figured that was the case because he's not on Chapter 17 anymore, so he's not going to be performing. But he jugs just like any other jug would jug if a jug could jug. Yeah, deathcore, shit like that. Now, here's the thing, like I said about this, this is coming out in 3 weeks. He just released Chlorine. Okay? And to me, I feel like that this is just, dude, settle down, Beavis. Like just settle the fuck down. All right? Like you just came out with a fucking album. Chill out, butthole. Like you're doing too much. Like really, like I understand the concept of having a fucking catalog for you and everything, but your catalog is fucking huge. You're coming out with too much fucking music. Like to me, like I don't care if people think it's good or bad, it's just too much. Calm. Calm, you little juggalo twink. Settle down. Take a breather. You know what I'm saying? It like literally, like everything has come. Like he comes out with a new album like every 2, 3 fucking weeks. He needs to fucking stop. And he just released a new album as I was complaining about this little one. No, not tweak, twink. Here, I'll put it in the chat. Twink. He looks like a fucking twink. Like literally, take a look at Ouija Mac and tell me that he does not like resemble like the like he is like the fucking Juggalo twink. And Violent J's the bear. I mean, you know, in a way, I'd say that kind of fucking does kind of segue into the topic, the main topic of this month. I'll trade Ouija for Choir Boy. Like I'd say that that's actually a good segue into the next topic because the topic is the headline. If you read the subject line, all right, it's the month of June, which I probably could have said something about this last week if I felt like doing a fucking show. Actually, I was planning on doing that, but there wasn't enough Juggalo related bullshit for me to peddle around for the sake of having a show that I was just like, fuck it, I'll play Doom. But the next topic of conversation that I have to fucking come out with is the fact that on social media, I have noticed something, and that is that there's now become a bigger fucking argument between whether or not it's fucking Pride Month versus Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. And yeah, we're about to get a little quasi political in this bitch, but I just want to fucking bring this up because, well, I mean, if you look here, like last year, you saw these motherfuckers and a whole bunch of other people throughout the month of June peddling the fucking rainbow flag. Okay? So you had Budweiser, Bud Light. Where's the rainbow flag? All right, I believe another one. Let's see, Walmart. Walmart. Where's your what's going on with Walmart? Why is Walmart no longer fucking supporting the homos? Anybody else? Amazon, I think. Didn't Amazon have a thing where they were like fucking hell, like gung ho about the gung homos or something? Like like all of these major fucking soulless conglomerate corporate motherfuckers last year and for like the last 5 to 10 years, like every year during the month of Pride, them and all of these other fucking Twitter accounts would change their logo. So that way it would just be nothing but fucking rainbow flags, right? Well, where is it now? Okay, apparently no one gives a fucking shit about Pride Month anymore. And I think part of that has to do with the fact that, well, a bunch of dumb ass rednecks ended up getting into a hissy fit about there being a rainbow on their Bud Light. Nobody knows a fucking thing about why this is happening, but as far as I see it, it's interesting to me that the gays have completely lost all of their fucking corporate sponsors. And I don't think it has anything to do with Donald Trump. I just think it's because there's a lot of people in these communities that are just like, you know what? We're done catering to this crowd because we gave them an inch and they want now 8 inches up their ass. Okay? We gave them an inch and they are taking a mile of dicks, a long, hard road of dicks. I personally think that like it's weird to me. Like what other like somebody name another company that was just like slobbing the homo knob on fucking social media. Like is there anybody, any fucking major corporation right now that is like sporting the fucking pride flag? Target, okay. Target? Nope. Nope, still red and white, and there's the fucking I don't know, that's not Red Dog, that's not Spuds McKenzie, but apparently Spuds McKenzie changed corporate sponsor logos. But yeah, even then, even here, they have nothing, absolutely nothing. No McDonald's. Let's see, let's take a look. Who to follow? Okay, Target, nothing. Amazon, nothing. Walmart, nothing. Even Starbucks, UPS, Domino's Pizza, CVS. Of course, Chick-fil-A's not going to do it. It would have been a more funny if Chick-fil-A actually fucking did. Oh, oh, X itself? Nope. Xbox didn't even do that. Let me see what Xbox. Okay, yeah, I guess Xbox is probably the closest that you're going to fucking get. Xbox is the only one, okay? I mean, this proves once again how gay having an Xbox actually is. Even though I have 3 out of the 4 systems. But still, nevertheless. Okay, Xbox is doing it. Let's take a look at PlayStation. All right. Is PlayStation doing it? Nope, PlayStation's not doing it. Meta. Meta's like a fucking haven for it. You know what I'm saying? And even they're not fucking doing it. YouTube, let's check YouTube. All right. YouTube, nope. Nothing involving YouTube is supporting the fucking homo flag. Let's see, what else is there? Let's take a look at Twitch. Twitch is a fucking hotbed of gayness. And I know because I fucking hang out there. But no, like, instead, they're actually focused more on the UK TwitchCon. Like all of these other fucking things. And I believe that what it is it's like, have you noticed that they're like this year there is so much fatigue that people are fucking going through. Like there's black fatigue, which people are basically just getting sick and tired of how black people fucking react to shit. You know, you could actually look this up on social media, whether it be here on YouTube or go on TikTok. I'm pretty sure that all you have to do is just do a search. Do a search for black fatigue, and I'm pretty sure that you're going to come out with something. And maybe this is something that should have been spoken about 4 months ago. But now you also have pride fatigue, and even the gays, like the old school gays and the Stonewall gays, are getting sick and tired of people fucking mucking up the LGBTQIA elemental P plus apostrophe ampersand exclamation point, I don't know, squiggly line, and for some reason, X in Japanese lettering. Everybody's getting sick and tired of that fucking group. And I think that now people are being more vocal about it. It's not necessarily the fact that they're hating on these people, on this group of people. It's not bigotry. I don't think it's a prejudice thing. I don't feel like that it's that. I feel like what it actually is, and I feel like what it is just this emotional exhaustion from people that are basically doing exactly what I clocked 15 fucking years ago when all of this shit started with Caitlyn Jenner. Like, legitimately, when the Caitlyn Jenner thing started happening, I clocked it. I was like, this is going to open up the doors to anybody who wants to say that they're fucking trans, and they're going to have to be like, you got to accept me or else you're a bigot. And then people are going to be like, well, I'm not a bigot, so I'm going to have to fucking accept you because people are fucking stupid. And then if that's gonna happen, and that actually happened. And then after that, I was like, well, gee, I wonder who else is gonna be fucking trying to throw this into, throw this stick in the mud. Minor attracted people, okay, the fucking pedophiles, the maps, if you will. All right, they tried to fucking inject themselves into the LGBTQIA LMNOP apostrophe ampersand fucking semicolon bullshit. Now, like I said before, and I say this in a sense with the fact that I don't hate gays. I don't hate people. Like, dude, like 90% of my former roster has been bisexual. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Yeah. Like, a good chunk of the women I have had sex with in the past have all been bisexual. Okay? I can only count the number of straight women I've fucked or been in a relationship with on one hand, maybe half a hand. You know, give me three. That's basically the number of straight women I've ever penetrated. All right, but aside from that, like he's had sex before. I mean, I can prove that I've had sex at least 3 times. They're all upstairs and they all look like me. And if they all don't look like me, then they act like me. I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there. But anyways, yeah, so like there was another thing that possibly this is another one of those things where it's just like trans exhaustion. And the reason why I say that this is a thing is not because of the fucking Juggalo Twink King, okay? Like he literally he's a fucking twink, all right? But no, it's because of this other dude.
I think Disney's going to ban me for this one. My corn dog is still intact.
If you don't know who the hell this guy is, his name is Lily Tino, okay? And apparently, like, I've been having this just flooding my fucking FYP on TikTok. So this fucking guy apparently likes to go into Disney and fucking talk about his fucking dick using food and his balls using food. While there's children present, like, let's keep in mind, this is Disney, okay? 90% of the time that you go to Disney, you're going to see a child, okay? 90% of Disney is aimed towards fucking adults, okay? This dude is absolutely out of his fucking mind. And this is another one of those things, like, apparently, like, this dude is very fucking popular on TikTok. And no, I'm not going to use the correct pronouns because fuck this guy. As far as I see it, and I'm not saying this because I hate trans people. I'm saying this because I hate this guy. Okay? Like, this is just as bad, if not worse, than the GameStop It's Man dude. This person who claims to be fucking transgender but has absolutely no intention on actually playing the fucking role whatsoever. And like I said, this motherfucker has been all over my FYP over the last 2, maybe 3 fucking weeks. Talking about his corn dog and cake pops and candy canes and all this other shit. I don't know why he exists, but I wish somebody would kill it with fire. But also recently, this motherfucker has actually stated, and he's about to talk about this on this specific fucking TikTok, that he went into the women's bathroom because he is a woman, and he decided to pee standing up. And it's like, okay, look, I understand the fact, I accept and I understand the fact that this dude is only doing this for fucking rage bait, but this is the exact same shit that I had clocked 10, 15 fucking years ago. That there is going to be some people in there who are either confused about whether or not they actually are trans and they're going to try it, not like it, and then have to deal with the irreversible ramifications, or they're just saying that they are because they have a fucking fetish of some kind. Whether it be a cross-dressing fetish or the fact that they're a pervert, okay? Now, look, I'm a pervert, but not to this extreme, okay? And I think that there's a lot of people in my chat right now who could actually agree with that. We're all fucking perverts, but not to the extreme of dressing up and pretending to be a fucking chick and going to the extent of what they have to do in order to fucking say, I am a woman. But this dude also fucking eats at restaurants, and when he gets misgendered, makes a big fucking deal out of it, and basically ends up saying, oh, I'm not going to eat this, and then he gets free food for this shit while he's live on TikTok talking to his audience, and his audience is giving him fucking money. It's like, this dude has, like, I'd have to say that. I'd say that this dude has the ultimate grift. But what's funny is that he makes a big deal about being misgendered while at the same time has no intentions on trying to fucking make himself look female. But let's continue, because this is a whole fucking can of worms. And this does fucking reach, and this is probably another one of the reasons why people are like, you know what? Fuck straight. Fuck Pride Month, okay? Like, fuck Pride over shit like this, because this fucking queen is sitting in the middle of controversy. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm a woman, so I'm going to use the women's bathroom. And
I keep standing up, which is something I'm sometimes a little self-conscious about with the sound. Think, oh, is there someone peeing standing up there?
Do you guys realize in the video you can hear kids in the background?
And the fact that you have the audacity to talk about this.
Now you gotta respect the fact that this tranny is even saying fuck Lily Tino. There's a lot of trans people in the trans community now that are like, that's a problem. Okay, like Lily Tino is a fucking problem.
Again, you already know what this is causing. You already know the damage that this is causing in the trans community.
I really like this editing. Like, I really like that. Like, the damage.
That you have the audacity to talk about this. Again, you already know what this is causing. You already know the damage that this is causing in the trans community.
I didn't want to do this, and I still don't want to do this, but I need to do this because this is affecting all of us in the LGBTQ community. Anyone who still follows Lily Tino, just stop on any social media platform. I know I don't have a big following on here. I don't care. As a member of the trans community, she's a detriment to our community.
It's funny to me because it's like, see, here's the thing. It's not that I don't believe that trans people exist, and I'm only saying this basically not even necessarily as a backpedal, but I want people to understand something. I have no problems with trans people whatsoever. Okay, I have friends who are trans. I follow people on TikTok, and I fucking subscribe to people on YouTube that are transgender. Blair White being one of them. Blair White is that ish. All right. She's that fucking boss bitch. And I respect her. Okay. To a point where I will actually use her pronouns fucking correctly. Lily Tino, on the other hand, I do not fucking respect. And that's where it really goes down to. Respect is earned. It is not automatic just because you have a mangina. Okay? Just because you have a vaginus does not necessarily mean that you are given respect automatically. Respect is earned, and that is the way that I'm going to do it. And as far as I'm concerned, Blair White has my fucking utmost respect. Like, I really would love to meet Blair White and give her a fucking hug, knowing that she has a dick, but she tucks it, and big ass titties, because, like, I think that she's awesome, you know? And all of these fucking people, but here's the thing though, when it concerns yeah, I know she does. I know Blair hates Lily Tino. Apparently, everybody in the transgender community hates Lily Tino. You know who I think is the biggest purveyor of fucking people who are actually watching Lily Tino? Straight white women who don't know any better. Okay? Straight white women who are basically afraid to not watch Lily Tino for fear that they are going to be fucking, labeled a bigot because they're not following Lily Tino. And it's like, okay, look, all of you people literally need to just give it a rest. Okay, Lily Tino is a guy, and I'm not saying that because I want her for myself. I'm saying that because she's a guy. I love that fucking quote from Basketball.
She has not learned her lesson.
She should not be making any kind of money.
I agree to that.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and back to a brand new video. And yes, the curls.
She's back. The girls, she back. That's how he should have fucking said it. Like, you can tell this dude's fucking gay as shit.
You can all relax now. Crisis averted. So as
how dare you fucking use a hair straightener on them luscious fucking curls, bruh.
you saw in today's intro, we are going to be talking about how the trans community seems to be having an awakening within their own structure and are starting to turn on their own. Uh-oh.
Yeah, see, like, it's like, okay, look, there's a I would say, if anything, now, like, look, I don't know if I would consider myself to be an ally. I don't consider myself to be like, oh, gung ho about fucking LGBT and gay community and all that other shit. I'm just a fly on the wall. Okay, I call it like I see it, and it's like, okay, look, when you see this shit that Lily Tino is doing, it's like, how can you not fucking see what Lily Tino is doing is wrong? Like, how fucking stupid and lacking in common sense do you have to not understand that what Lily Tino is doing is absolutely fucking wrong? Yeah, that's another thing too. Like, I've seen Lily Tino dress up like other fucking TikTokers and YouTubers that have content that's geared towards children. And Lily Tino ends up fucking making videos that are of him dressed up exactly like them. Like, how fucking dumb do you have to be? Like, people like Lily Tino, and by the way, I think I also should also add Jeffrey Marsh to the mix. Is also a piece of shit. But it's like those type of people are the ones that are creating the biggest problems in this community.
So, I don't know if you guys are familiar with this creator on TikTok, but his name is Lily Tino. He is a trans-identifying man, looks like a dude, and his entire, I guess, content is him going to Disney World and amusement parks and purposefully trying to bait people to accidentally call him a man.
Yeah. No, like, there's... So, on TikTok, I have actually seen so many fucking people legitimately say that they want to meet up. They want to see Lily Tino walking around Disneyland or Disney World so they can just say, sir, excuse me, sir, as they fucking walk behind him just to piss him off. Let's see what fucking happens, okay? Like, if you can record yourself walking behind Lily Tino at Disney and fucking saying sir and purposefully misgendering him like I am right now, just to see if he just goes, Pearl clutch. Oh my god, I can't believe you just misgendered me. My fucking two-piece about to fucking give you a goddamn biscuit and let that misgender you, bitch.
And misgender him so that he can have a reaction.
Yeah, it's like a knife in my heart. Okay, sir. Sorry, dude. My bad, man. Yeah, that's the line he tells waiters who call him sir. It's just like, it's a knife to my heart. Sorry, sir. Yeah, and then somebody hits him with a double tap.
Get upset and then normally asks for his money back or, you know, berates the person.
Yeah.
Okay.
This right here.
Thank you. Just like totally.
Like, you could see in his eyes, he's like thinking about how can I fucking make this dude uncomfortable. Well, gee. Like, so there's like, this is called a bread tower, and the waiter accidentally called him sir, and he goes, I'm a woman, and like, or I'm a man, and he goes, oh, sorry, sir. Like, doubles down on that double tap. Bang, bang.
Really sucks the joy out of this bread tower.
Oh, like him calling me sir sucks the joy out of me wanting this bread tower. Take it back. You know what they do when they fucking have to take food back? They don't just fucking if they're not like if they have to take the food back in order to replace it, then what they're gonna do is they're just gonna give you back the same shit but spit in your food. And if you don't take it back, then they basically have to throw it away. So you're wasting food. Don't you realize that there are starving kids in Japan, okay, that could eat this food? Suck it up, take the balls out of your butthole, and fucking accept the fact that you have been graciously given this food, okay? Like, you're wasting food being this way. You're a fucking prick for this, dickhead.
Me want to immediately like leave because I no longer feel like safe here. It's like I don't.
You don't feel safe because somebody misgendered you when you have the fucking shoulders of a goddamn linebacker. Doesn't matter if you're wearing a wife beater or not. Dude, you have my shoulders, okay, motherfucker? And you have somebody else's fucking bitch tits. And yet you're like you look like a dude, you sound like a dude. You have the shoulders of a fucking dude. And yet you don't feel safe at Disney. Dude, you might not feel safe, but I'm pretty sure that any woman within a 500-meter radius around you does not feel safe. They know I have a penis, I must leave this danger zone. No, he should just acknowledge the fact that he does have a fucking danger zone and that, you know, just accept this rather than doing this grift. No, by the way, I'm pretty sure I'm doing exactly what this motherfucker would suspect me of doing, which is just talking about him so that way it gets the word out about this cocksucker. However, the fact is that it's still entertainment to me, and it's funny as hell making fun of him.
I think I really want this bread tower. Actually, I think I'd rather have the check if that's okay.
Yeah. I just don't understand like why people can't disrespect the fact that I'm a woman. Like, how could you not see from my face and from my voice that I'm a woman?
Check, please.
Right.
And gets millions of views, pretty much trolling people with this nonsense. I mean, this is what he does, what he's been doing for a couple of years now. And it seems to be working for him because he's making a lot of money being a troll.
Now, the thing, though, is that, it's rage bait. I mean, let's be real here. It is rage bait. And there are, you know, and the grift has actually been going good for a couple of years. However, like, you know, he said at the very beginning of this video, the trans community is starting to fucking get tired of this dude. And I don't know, I didn't watch the whole thing, but there's other shit, about the bathrooms and shit.
For him to do that, you know, just pretty much trolling.
I've made it into Disney World. I don't really know what the deal is with bathrooms. You know, Florida is really conservative. I don't know what the rules are. Trans women are allowed to be in women's bathrooms, but
Now, from what other trans people have said, is that both Disney places, Disneyland and Disney World, do have gender neutral accommodating bathrooms. And yet he's just like, well, I'm a woman, so I'm going to go into the women's bathroom. No, they have gender neutral bathrooms from what I hear. So he could just go in there and it's probably just him by himself. He could stand up to take a piss in the toilet all he wants and no one would be able to hear him. So like him talking about going into the women's bathroom and standing up to take a piss is just him rage baiting, just trying to, it's not even about, oh, I feel self-conscious about the sound. It's I want people to hear me taking a piss because it sounds different than when I sit down to pee. Not to mention every other trans man and like every other trans woman, male to female, that has talked about this situation has said, I have never heard of any male to female trans person ever saying that they stand up to pee, even if they haven't got the, even if they haven't got the on their hoo-ha, it doesn't matter. Like they still sit down to pee. Like that's just a given. But this dude's just like, I'm gonna stand up in a women's bathroom and take a piss. You might as well just do what everybody fucking used to do at Tiger Stadium. If the fucking stalls were full, just take a piss in the fucking sink. You might as well do that and be like, oh, hi girls, as you're fucking taking a piss in the sink. Oh, hi girls, it's just, I just couldn't wait any longer. I just had to drain this lizard.
I'm about to go and use the bathroom because I have to tinkle. If I get stopped, I get
Tinkle.
stopped, I guess.
A grown man saying I have to tinkle.
Yes, but I'm a woman, so I'm going to use the women's bathroom.
No, you're a guy, and you just no.
And being in Florida or being in California or wherever isn't going to stop me. So I will report back in a minute once I have hopefully tinkled.
I can't tell what the thing is. Is it a guy out of? It's a guy, okay? It is a guy with a fucking cross-dressing fetish that is pretending to be trans in order to get closer to women and children. I am convinced of this. And he's also doing shitty rage bait shit in order to try to garner attention. Like, this is a person who probably does not know a father's touch. Okay? Like, this is a man that does not know what it is like to be raised with a father. Okay? So, like, he has to get all of the attention from women.
Without issue.
3 minutes later.
That went as well as it could have gone. No one gave me any weird looks. Definitely no one stopped me. I walked in, I found a stall, I peed. I peed standing up, which is something I'm sometimes a little self-conscious about with the sound.
Like, what the fuck is this?
Standing up there. But you know what? I peed standing up, and it was...
Like, he's making a big deal about the fact that he peed standing up. Why? Like, why? Why would you fucking make a TikTok just... How many times did you say so far, I peed standing up? Like 4 or 5 times already? You're making a bigger issue about this than it's necessary.
Fine. And then I washed my hands and I left. And you know what? On my way out from the women's bathroom, I took a quick picture with someone who recognized me, and it was lovely. So overall, Disney World and
yeah, that's another thing too.
Women's bathroom experience for trans women, would recommend.
Why? Why would you fucking make content like this? Like, are you... Is something wrong here? Is something wrong with me? To kind of wonder, like, why would you make shit like this? You know what I'm saying?
And I guess that was the straw that broke the camel's back within the
Yep.
left. That made...
Yeah, because, like, if there's anything that could possibly reunite the left, like the liberals and the fucking, and the Democrats, and then reunite them with the fucking conservative Republicans and shit like that, it's Lily fucking Tino standing up to take a piss in a woman's bathroom. Like, the most unusual fucking things in the last few weeks that has actually fucking united the libs and the fucking Republicans and the MAGA people has been Lily Tino standing up to take a piss, where all of us are just like, I've had enough. Including all the people on the left who are supposed to be like the super fucking pro-liberal open-minded policy pride parade, having sex in the middle of the fucking, gay days at Disney fucking bullshit. And they're just like, I can't stand Lily Tino.
Them say, okay, we can no longer defend this creepy guy. We can't do it.
Yeah.
On top of that, he did a video recently, again, at Disney World, talking about his private parts while using a hot dog as, I guess, illustration for what he hopes
the corn dog
accomplish
thing.
with his hot dog. With children around, by the way.
I think Disney's going to ban me for this one.
I think that this was before, but like Disney, apparently there was a rumor that Disney had banned Lily Tino. And then later on, she came back and was just like, oh, I'm not banned. I can go in, blah, blah, blah. Like cross-dressing, I don't have a problem with. But like when you're fucking doing this type of shit, it's like, okay, look, it's a comfort thing. Okay, Daddy, where are you going in that dress? I'm a movie yard. You look silly. I feel good. To quote fucking Rodney Carrington. But like, no, this dude is pretending to be a part of this trans community, and that's the problem. Cross-dressing is not the problem. It's the fact that this dude is an absolute fucking grifter. Okay, so he's talking about his corn dog.
Corn dog is still intact.
The way he even says corn dog sounds creepy. I didn't know that was possible.
I'm not happy about that, but sadly it takes a long time to turn a corn dog into a inverted corn dog. I do.
Why are you bloodying up your fucking corn dog, fam?
It is not fun or easy, but once that is finally done, hopefully by the end of the year, they are going to take my corn dog. These ears do not want to stay on. They are going to cut it down the middle. This is not the best knife for this. They will then take off the outer lining of the corn dog. Okay, I'm actually impressed that I'm doing this good of a job. Like,
listen to how deep the sound of his voice is. I'm Tina. I'm Lily Tino. Like, the motherfucker sounds like Optimus Prime, okay?
So, flip it inside out and make something of a tunnel. This tunnel will then become, well, my hands are disgusting.
No. Elaborate for us. What will it be? What kind of tunnel? Tunnel of love? Like, no. Please fucking elaborate for me. I don't care about your fucking hands and how they're covered with goddamn ketchup. Elaborate more on this shit, okay? Yeah, it's gonna be another butthole.
Now you might be asking why I would do this or why anyone would do this. It sounds not fun, and I agree with you. I'm not looking forward to that recovery process.
Well, they haven't done that yet. Now, another video that they said where they were talking about their fucking cake pops had been removed, talking about cutting his balls off so he's a eunuch. Sorry, but when you sound like Optimus Prime, no, you know that you still got your fucking balls. You know that, right? Can you do a Vegeta impression? I don't know. Like, I haven't, it's been a while since I've listened to it, but I'm sure he can. Kakarot.
But know that this is not a decision that any of us take lightly. Our corn dogs do serve a purpose, but at the end of the day, I just don't like having it. It's not me. I look at it in the mirror and it's like, ugh, can we do something about that? And it turns out we can't. But until then, I am making the most of my final days with my corn dog. Farewell to this thing that has served me not very well, but it...
Okay, served me not very well is basically fucking, that's low-key speak for I suck at fucking. So therefore, I might as well just cut my dick off.
Is what I was born with. It did its duty. R.I.P. I'm blood.
So I'm going to show you guys a couple of clips of some trans-identifying men on TikTok who are pretty much sick and tired of Lily Tino. And
God, I hope you got some shit from Uncle Buck.
I knew it was going to happen eventually. I mean, the left loves to cancel everyone. Eventually, they were going to cancel themselves.
Yeah, that's one thing that I really liked in seeing about the left, the left party, is that they really like to eat their own. Like, they are fucking cannibals. Like, when they can't cancel the right, they'll cancel themselves. I mean, we saw that for like the first 3 months of Trump's fucking second term. So, like, we've seen them eat each other alive. Remember all the fucking Tesla bullshit? Where it's just like half the fucking, like 90% of the people who were getting their fucking Teslas on fire, set on fire, were all fucking we're all leftists. The left loves to fucking eat their own. It's fucking hilarious. And this is no different.
So let's take a look at some of these videos and then discuss.
I swear if I get tagged in another Lily Tino video, I'm gonna scream.
See, like that is a trans woman, okay? This is a female. Clearly, you could tell it's a fucking female. Because, like, if you're trying to fucking identify as an actual trans woman, play the fucking part. Go the full fucking nine. But no, Lily Tino, Nick, actually, I should say, wants to keep his fucking manly square ass jaw.
But since we're here,
Let me see that. Big fake titties. Okay, believable. The look on this woman's face, even though it's like kind of garbled because of it being VLC, yeah, yeah, believable. Definitely looks more female than Lily Tino with titties.
let's take a look.
I don't really know what the deal is with bathrooms. I know Florida is really conservative. I don't know what the rules are. Trans women are allowed to be in women's bathrooms, but I'm about to go.
Please say something good.
I have to tinkle. If I get stopped, I get stopped, I guess. But
Tinkle.
I'm
What
a
the
woman,
fuck?
so I'm going to use the women's bathroom.
Let's use the general rule of thumb. Whatever you look like and whatever you're perceived as in the general public, that's the restroom you use.
Yeah. So, you look like a dude. Use the bathroom for the dudes.
That seems to be the most sane in your brain. So, being that you aren't perceived that way, you should not be going to the women's restroom.
Well as it could have gone. No one gave me any weird looks. Definitely no one stopped me.
Oh, that's a bold-faced fucking lie. I'm pretty sure that some people were just like, what's this dude doing in my bathroom and why is it wearing a fucking dress?
I walked in, I found a stall. I peed standing up, which is something I'm sometimes a little self-conscious about with the sound.
Yeah, look at the look on her face.
Peeing standing up there. But
this person has a kink, fetish, whatever it is, because this is not normal. If you're going
Like, I feel like that, like, him pretending to be a woman is a means to try to fucking bait actual straight cis women into fucking befriending him. And so, like, he could possibly do other things, to them involving a fucking mimosa and a roofie.
to stand up,
And then do whatever they want with the corn dog.
go to the men's room and use a urinal. Point blank, period. I'm sure people were scared for their lives, hence why they didn't give you a look. Insert clip of Lily Tino walking. Exactly. Scary. That presence scares me.
Yeah. Now, keeping in mind, of course, like that, keep that fucking little clip in your back pocket, all right? That's going to come back.
Stay out of the women's restroom.
Yeah.
Checkmate.
Yeah,
I also find it
definitely
interesting, too, which I didn't even think about. The fact that they said that Lily Tino could have a fetish. A fetish for cross-dressing, which is an actual thing. I believe there was a story, too, about Leah Thomas, another trans-identifying man, the one that was a swimmer that beat all the women in the NCAA championship. It came out a while ago that Leah Thomas was dating another trans-identifying man, and they openly were talking about how they have a fetish for.
You know what? Actually, I don't care about that. I think I've let you speak long enough. You kind of get the point. Now, pull that fucking clip out of your back pocket because, yeah, on TikTok, I actually fucking decided to get a little bit in on it too. If you don't follow me on TikTok, I guess good for you because like I post a lot of fucking right leaning satire and shit like that. Like I try to be funny using political content. And this, while being political, also, it's like, okay, this is one of those reasons why I was like, I feel like eventually I'm going to have to talk about this and basically explain the fact that, I don't hate the trans. I don't hate anybody in the LGBTQ, whatever the fuck, add whatever here community. This dude, on the other hand, I can't fucking stand. And so I found this video where somebody ended up fucking posting Lily Tino as they were walking into Disneyland, but like the music didn't fit right. So I decided to steal the video and fucking change the music. So this is what I did. And that's it. So shout out to once again to Mariah Morgan 21 for letting me steal the video. I did give them the credit in the captions and stuff like that, but also the caption that I wrote was bro looking like he about ready to fight the Matterhorn. Now this video that I made is now the second most popular fucking video that I have made on TikTok thus far, with almost 1 million views. So this video went viral for a little bit, like, or quasi-viral. Viral by my standards, because I don't normally get videos that have like 700,000, almost 800,000 video views in a week. Okay, like my most popular video has almost 4 million views, and that was over the possible TikTok ban. You know, now, like the other option that I had for that was I was going to fucking say something about like bro looking like he's ready to get his 15th WWE Cake Pop Championship and have the music being Triple H's entrance theme. Because with his broad shoulders and the way that he's walking, he literally looks like it's all about the game and how you play it. It's all about control, and if you can't take it, you know, like he literally looks like he is walking, listening to Lemmy Kilmister in his fucking head. So that video ended up actually getting a lot of traction. People ended up fucking saying that there's a possibility that he's wearing a diaper. Everybody was making fun of him because of the fucking shoes he's wearing. He's got fucking dad shoes. Like the dad, like here, let me see if I can find a good still shot. Yeah, look at that. Like, if you can see right here, he's got the dad shoes. And as a middle-aged man who also has dad shoes, I can confirm. The difference is that I am actually a man. I don't fucking pretend to be anything other than a man. This dude is a fucking dude, alright? Like, suffering from big fucking wide linebacker shoulders and no ass at all. Like, some people said that he looked like he shit his diaper. And you know, I guess that there's been some other things that people have confirmed about this. And and by the way, like now that we're in June and it's supposed to be Pride Month, I have seen very little now about Pride. And this is like another one of those examples where I think it's just like I think now because of shit like this, maybe the gays are now being like, okay, yeah, it's June. No one cares anymore. Even the gays that I watch, like one guy I watch, he calls himself Grumpy Old Gay, you know, or whatever the fuck on TikTok, and he always starts with his video saying Grumpy Old Gay Rant of the Day. And then he'll go on a tirade talking about something, or he'll educate people on the history of, you know, of gay fucking shit, you know, whatever, you know, but like he ended up saying something about how he no longer celebrates Pride Month because it's not what it used to be anymore. A lot of the problems that he has with Pride Month is like they try to say that it's inclusive to children, but you've got people walking around with their ass hanging out of fucking assless chaps, bondage gear. Some people are straight up having fucking sex in public areas, and it's like a free for all now at these fucking at these gay pride parades, you know? And so, like, but then you got a lot of the newer gays that try to say, oh, it's always been like this. No, to the Stonewall motherfuckers who have been gay since before it was popular. And yes, I do believe that some people act like they're fucking gay for the clout. Like, there's legit people out there who fake gay for clout. Like, it's not even a fucking joke. I legitimately do feel like that there are people who fake gay for clout. And so Pride Month is not what it used to be anymore. And so, like, I have seen less and less people talking about Pride Month. Now, granted, I had to go downtown today on my way to go pick up my son for visitation, and there is a little spot on the west side of Grand Rapids, Michigan, where they have this gay bar called the Wood Shop. And yeah, like for from July to May, that place is practically fucking dead. Okay, but here we are. It's the month of June, June 8th, and that place is absolutely fucking packed on a Sunday night. So like that was like my little corner of gay pride that I got to see a little bit there. You know, I even saw a couple lesbians holding hands, you know, which was kind of adorable. But like for the most part, like on social media, I'm not really seeing a whole lot of stuff when it talks about fucking gay pride. You know, Pride Month is practically fucking dead. There's even videos on YouTube that are talking about the death of fucking Pride Month. But at the same time, I'm also seeing a lot of a boost about fucking Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. And there are some people who try to argue and say that it's in November. And it's like, no, I actually Googled it. It's June. June is also fucking Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. Now, by the way, I forgot to mention this. There is actually one person that I saw on, you know, before I move on to the next thing, before I continue to talk about the shit with um the Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, I wanted to talk about something else real quick if I can find the correct fucking thing here. It's not that. It's actually okay, here we go. So this is actually something that I found. Somebody actually fucking made a petition on change.org. Why does it keep doing this? To remove Lily Tino from TikTok. Now, the first time that I saw somebody post about this, it had like 22,000 fucking signatures on it. Now at the time that I fucking looked this up preparing for the show, it had 149,149 signatures. Let's refresh this and see what the change is. 162,657 signatures of people fucking saying, please, for the love of God, remove Lily Tino from TikTok. And look at this fucking picture. Who is this? Okay. Why are you fucking taking pictures? Oh yeah, that's another thing too. Turns out that Lily Tino started taking selfies in the fucking bathrooms at Disneyland or Disney World, wherever the fuck they are, just to fucking do it. I believe it was Disney World. And in the state of Florida, it is actually illegal to take pictures in public bathrooms, regardless as to whether or not there are actually people in there. And there was actually one picture that they took where somebody that was actually in the background saw themselves on Lily Tino's fucking post about it and is getting ready to face legal action. And it turns out that they can actually do this. It turns out that what Lily Tino did is actually illegal by state law and also illegal by the fucking terms and conditions of Disney World. So this is another one of those things where like Lily Tino might possibly get banned from Disney World or banned from Disneyland or any Disney theme park in general because of that shit. I hope to God that happens. And on top of that, you also have this shit fucking going on where people are trying to remove Lily Tino from TikTok, which is her current bread and butter, or his current bread and butter. Look at that. Does that dude not look like a fucking Steve? Okay, like this fucking man literally looks like a guy, okay? So yeah, if you want, I'll fucking post I'll post the link in the description if you guys want. I've totally forgot to fucking do it prior to this, but yeah, there are people about this, all about this, wanting to fucking remove Lily Tino from TikTok. I mean, we can take a look at this, like some of these comments. I am a woman and I would feel very violated if I saw this person in the bathroom taking selfies. I am signing to protect children from environments like this. Let's see. Someone very close to me is trans, and watching someone like Lily Tino dismantle the progress of the trans community has made me beyond maddening. Lily Tino has misused her platform to an alarming degree. She is incredibly harmful and should not be permitted to continue on TikTok. Okay, and this one here. TikTok should also be held accountable for keeping his account active or making his videos appear more on FYP. My little 10-year-old sister should not be asking me what he's demonstrating with those foods and then questioning if she can also change herself. She is a happy girl who is just so curious. The kind of bullshit he posts should never be allowed on any platforms where kids are present. It is so very irritating to have to sit down with my mother and explain to my sister that she is perfect and there is nothing to change about her. I do, as a 20-year-old, want to have these kind of conversations with my baby sister. He is disgusting for the things he does. TikTok is beyond wrong for keeping his account active, and he should be so ashamed of his foolish behavior. But like shit like this is like what this motherfucking dude thrives on. This gentleman, this sir, okay, this male, fucking relies on the rage bait for the sake of the grift. And I wouldn't say that it's a troll either. It's obvious, like it's rage bait. I think that it's a different situation. Like he's not going out of his way to fucking piss someone off. Like I don't know, maybe. But then again, like I also do think that there's a possibility of this motherfucker having a fetish. Um, but anyways, yeah, so let's get back to the fucking topic at hand now that we, see him walk like a man. I love the fact that this video has almost 1 million fucking views. But anyways, yeah, so I wanted to say this too, is that there is the other side of the fence. Like I said before, June is also what is known as Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. Now, I find it interesting that some people uh, really tend to underestimate the importance of men's mental health. And as a man who does from time to time go through depression, and I have gone through bouts of suicidal thoughts from time to time, and some other things. And yeah, I will say that, yeah, it's easy for it to roll off my fucking tongue because, like, I've kind of, like, overcome it. And I've kind of been a little bit more accepting and been healing with a lot of the things that have gone on. And I personally think that men's mental health is important. The reason why I say that is because men are practically indoctrinated from infancy till adulthood to basically fucking understand that nobody really gives a fuck about men. It's not about what men feel on the inside. We're not allowed to feel. We're not allowed to cry. We're not allowed to, actually express emotion. Which is why a lot of us either are incredibly angry all the fucking time, or we commit suicide at a much more successful rate than women. And we're also indoctrinated to believe that not only are we not going to be heard, but it's pointless to fucking even go to therapy to fucking talk about this shit. And the one person that we really want to express these things to are our significant others, whether it be our girlfriend, fiance, wife, spouse, whatever. Like we want the capability to be able to express ourselves freely and to actually bring down the wall and be vulnerable to those who are actually very fucking close to us. But women are fucking raised to believe that a man is only as important as what they can provide, not what they feel. We're not allowed to feel. We're not allowed to fucking show emotion. Okay, so that kind of creates a problem. We're humans as well, and we actually fucking feel. And yeah, there are people out there on TikTok or on other social medias that are making either TikTok videos or shorts or, well, what used to be Vines or something like that. I've literally seen these fucking videos where it's like the subject header is, you know, a moment of silence for men's mental health this month. And then the video would actually be a woman screaming at the top of their fucking lungs, showing the utmost fucking disrespect to men who are actually having fucking problems. You know what I'm saying? And it's like the one person I saw actually got heavily fucking lambasted by the entire community. And what she did was she ended up deleting the fucking video, right? But then that didn't help. That didn't help matters. Instead, every other video that she had made, people fucking attacked her for that video that she deleted. So what she did was she re-uploaded the video and changed the fucking caption on the video saying celebration for Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, and it's the exact same fucking video. The lack of accountability on this woman, the absolute fucking disrespect that this woman showed, and then doubled down instead of rather taking accountability for the mistake. And she thought that this was going to be her means of an apology, right? Like, that's absolute fucking bullshit. Now, I know that there are a lot of guys out there who have a lot of mental issues because they feel like that they have to bottle everything up. And this is the reason why men end up becoming fucking serial killers. This is the reason why men fucking commit suicide. This is the reason why men end up becoming, you know, like fucking wife beaters and shit like that. Because from birth all the way up, we are not allowed to show our emotions. We are supposed to be emotionless. Well, when you have something bottled up and the fucking emotions end up bubbling over, okay, but you got to put a lid on it, right? Think about it like this think about it like this, okay? Take a mason jar, okay, and you fill it halfway with water, okay? Screw the lid on top of it. Now put the mason jar on a skillet and put the skillet on the fucking on the stove and turn it on high. Over time, eventually, the fucking water is going to start evaporating in that, but it's also going to be creating pressure with no way to escape. Eventually, that mason jar is going to explode, and you are going to get hurt if you are anywhere near it. That's what it's like fucking being a man who has no choice but to bottle his emotions for 20, 30, 40 fucking years. Eventually, he's going to explode, and whoever's within the vicinity of that person, when they explode, is going to get hurt. Whether it's physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, one of these ways, a man is going to, and it's not necessarily his fault. It's just the way that he was fucking raised. He was raised to believe that nobody gives a shit about their emotions. Not his kids, not his mother, not his father, not his wife. You know what I'm saying? And this is coming from somebody who is not, like, and this is all the shit that makes sense to me. I've never gone to therapy for this shit. Like, the only time I've ever had to go to therapy was when I was like 10, when I first started taking Ritalin, because it was an experimental drug and they wanted to make sure that it didn't make me think about suicide all the fucking time. No, it just made me boring as hell. But like, you know, like the thing is like, this is one of those things, and I feel like that this is a very important fact. Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. God damn it. As a matter of fact, when I was trying to research something, I came across something that I found very interesting. The guy Dax, have you ever heard of the rapper Dax? Actually made a song about this very same subject a few months ago. I saw a TikTok clip that was posted about that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, the song is called From a Man's Perspective. Like, literally listen to the goddamn words. What up, Don? Like, men will be able to actually feel this shit. Okay.
I don't know why you're making such a big deal about it. Stop acting like a bitch.
You see that shit?
You don't call somebody out of the name like that if you don't respect them. Don't start approaching me. I already told you. Don't start approaching me. Then I'll leave then. Then I'll leave. Then I'll leave then.
You see that shit? Like, that's the time. Like, think about how toxic a woman like that is, who has to say to her man, quit acting like a bitch. Like, you mean to tell me that, like, that's the prime example of what the fuck it is that I'm talking about? Where men are not allowed to fucking show what they're feeling inside. Like, we have to bottle everything up. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it sucks being a guy. And this is one of those main reasons why. So yeah, he dipped out, and she still calls him stupid after he left. Okay, so he's like, I'm gonna play the record of the song that is playing in this music video on this fucking phonograph.
I thought we were forever. That was a mistake. You wrote it down in pencil. Guess it got erased. Drawn on my weakness.
Yep.
Look what you create. A masterpiece of everything you taught yourself to hate. I had to log off. Your passwords changed. You always tried to run. I wasn't down to chase. Your trauma made you.
I love that line right there, where he was like, he's not trying to chase.
Weakness. Look what you create. A masterpiece of everything
listen
you
to it
taught
again.
yourself to hate. I had to log off. Your passwords changed. You always tried to run. I wasn't down to chase.
Like that right there. Like, I feel that shit. You know, like, the girl's fucking running, I'm not chasing. I don't chase. All right? Like, there's too much fucking energy wasted in trying to chase somebody. Like, I learned the hard way after so many different relationships that I can't fucking be chasing anymore. Not to mention I'm too fat and overweight and out of fucking shape.
Your trauma made you numb. I tried to give you faith. You took my kindness and threw it right back in my face.
I love that too. Like, that is so fucking true. It's like, look, when I was in a relationship, I tried so fucking hard. It's like, despite all of the trauma that my significant other was going through at the time, I tried so fucking hard to try to fucking be there for her and to give her the love that she never fucking had. And instead, it was just like, instead of fucking just accepting it, it scared the shit out of her. You know, like, that's fucking, it fucking sucks.
Ashamed to say I loved you and it hurts me because I actually tried. Your truth was based off of lies. Your love was conditional and mine forgave you multiple times.
Unconditional love. That's what it was. Like I said before, for the most part, there's a lot of females out there who believe that a man's worth is only worth what they can provide. And I'm sorry to say it, but I'm not sorry to say it. There's more to men than just what can we provide for you financially or anything like that. Like, we are also human. We are emotional creatures. Most of the time, we're really showing how angry we are. And believe me, I get scary when I'm fucking angry.
That's why I had to finally walk away. It hurt me to leave, but was killing me to stay. The story of my life, this chapter and page is getting ripped out and thrown into motion.
Like, look at that shit. Like, if you follow the story right here, where it's like, okay, he's fucking, like, look how angry he is when he's staring at that fucking tie. But anyways, hold on, where is it?
Ashamed to say I loved you and it hurts me because I
Right here.
actually tried. Your truth was based off of lies. Your love was.
Like, look at that. Okay, so like, if you listen past the fucking music, she walks into the room and she ends up asking, "How do I look?" He looks at her and says, "You look good." Okay, like, and then her reaction to that is just like,
conditional in mind.
like, she's just like, okay, whatever. Like, she's disappointed in the fact, like, what was she, like, she asked, "How do I look?" He was being truthful. He's like, he thought she looked good. What were you expecting him to say? Like, treat you like a goddamn fucking queen, goddess, Like, oh, you look more beautiful than all of the angels in heaven. Like, you expect him to say some fucking philosophical Shakespearean shit or something to that effect? Like, how is giving the honest answer that you do in fact look good, you look great, you look attractive? How is that negative? It takes a very fucking horrible person, I feel, to actually take a compliment and turn it into something negative.
Gave you multiple times. That's why I had to finally walk away.
Right here.
It hurt me to leave, but was killing me to stay. The story of my life.
Like, you hear that, and she's like, it wouldn't hurt to put in a little more effort, you know? And then look at the look on his fucking face. It's like, man, you mean to fucking tell me like I like this is like a lot of my relationships in the past, it basically got to a point where I started hearing this shit often enough to where it was just like, you know what? I don't care if she decides to fucking break up with me or not, you know? Because like literally, you know what? You want to know what all a man is fucking looking for in a relationship is to find his peace. And I say that meaning Peace, not a piece of ass, peace. A man is looking for a woman that will be his peace. Like he's putting in the effort, and she's like, she's not fucking seeing his worth, and instead she's basically pulling him down from his fucking spot and is actually fucking making him feel like he's less than. That's what a lot of toxic women fucking do. Like, they want the man, and then when they get the man, they don't feel like they're worthy of him, and instead of fucking trying to up themselves, they bring the man down. That's what this woman is doing. And look at the look of disappointment in his face. It's just like, damn. It's damned if I do and damned if I don't. Doesn't matter if I fucking say that you look beautiful or you could change something. I'm gonna get in fucking trouble. And that's what happens. That's what happened in quite a lot of my relationships in the past, where it's just like, no matter what I fucking do, I'm fucking getting jabbed. I'm getting in trouble. I'm gonna get yelled at. I'm gonna get pulled down. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how it is. Unfortunately. It happens to a lot of fucking people.
This chapter and page is getting ripped out
And look, and he's frustrated because it's like, no matter what he fucking does, it's gonna be a problem. It's gonna turn into a fucking fight or something.
Times. That's why I had to finally walk away. It hurt me to leave, but was killing me to stay. The story of my life, this chapter and page is getting ripped out and thrown in emotional flames. To be honest, I don't hate you. This is my only way to grieve. What you want isn't always what you need. I remember days I'd beg and I'd plead for you to just calm down and provide me with peace.
See? Dax knows what time it is. Like, all a man wants out of his fucking relationship is peace. It's not head in a sandwich. All right, just be a man's peace. And I'm telling that to any female that's out there watching. Be a man's peace. Don't try to don't look for a fucking reason to argue. Just be a man's fucking peace. This is because, like, it falls back to the whole thing about men's mental health. Okay? We don't want to fight with you. But if all we're hearing is just blah, 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 yap, 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 negative, 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 we hold that in because we don't want to hurt you. But we also want, but there is also a side of us that's just like, we want to drop our guard. We want to be vulnerable with you. And we want you to know how things make us feel. But we're also afraid that if we do that, it's going to get used against us. And it happens 99.9% of the time. There is not a single woman in this world that I have met that I cannot fucking keep I let my guard down and actually be vulnerable without the possible risk of it being thrown in my fucking face or used against me in some way, shape, or form. And I know I'm not the only man who fucking feels that shit. I've seen it so many fucking times in multiple videos on TikTok. I've read comments and shit, and there's so many men out there. You know, it's like you see these videos that pop up, and they'll be like, "Is it true when a man is asked this, all he just says is I'm fine?" Yeah, because we don't want to burden you with an extenuating fucking explanation about what is actually wrong with us, be- because either we don't want to bore you, or we are afraid that it's actually going to be used against us in an argument 6 months down the road. It is theorized that a woman gets with a man as a starting point. She can change into the man she wants, but a man finds a woman in the hopes she stays the same and never changes. Yeah, I agree to that. Like when I'm attracted to a woman, I don't want her to fucking change. I want her to be the same, I guess. I mean, it's either that or, maybe that's how it's always been, and maybe I'm always been wrong about that. Maybe what it is that when you're with somebody, the idea is to grow and evolve together as one, as one whole person, you know? If I had $1 for every time I dumped a disrespectful woman, I'd have enough to buy a few packs of Faygo. If I had $1 for every time a woman disrespected me and used whatever I gave them, I'd be able to buy a Switch too. Just saying.
Words used to hurt me, they would bring me to my knees.
Hold on, let's go back. Let's rewind that a little bit.
It hurt me to leave, but was
I love this line too. It hurt me to leave, but it was killing me to fucking stay. I like that line. Because, yeah, what's worse? Leaving and feeling hurt, or feeling suicidal and staying and having to deal with that pain every fucking day? Being able to look in some woman's cold, dead eyes that I used to love, and just seeing nothing but maliciousness and disappointment, constant disappointment over something so minimal and obscure. You know what I'm saying?
killing me to stay. The story of my life, this chapter and page is getting ripped out and thrown in emotional flames. To be honest, I don't hate you. This is my only way to grieve.
Yep.
What you want isn't always what you need.
I agree.
I remember days I'd beg and I'd plead for you to just calm down and provide me with peace. Your words used to hurt me, they would bring me to my knees. Called me pathetic, trash, weak. So I got strong, got back on my feet, picked you up off the sidewalk, threw you back to the streets.
Oh, yeah. Exactly. Fucking she's for the streets, bro. Women like that are for the fucking streets.
Your words used to hurt me, they would bring me to my knees. Called me pathetic, trash, weak. So I got strong, got back on my feet, picked you up off the sidewalk, threw you back to the streets. I don't want to talk about those times that you lied. Don't want to talk about those times that I cried. Don't want to talk about those times you denied all the truths that I spewed that I knew deep inside. The pressure I was feeling that was right up to my neck. The anxiety, depression that was weighing on my chest. The constant allegations, the blatant disrespect. The time that I lost to the money that I spent.
Yes. Like, this dude is speaking my fucking language, bro. Like, this dude, like, and the emotion that he's putting into this, it's like, I know I'm not the only one that feels this shit. This is one of the reasons why I fucking love music, is because, like, it definitely is a gateway to the soul.
Was going crazy, I was a shell of a man, trapped in your cage, lost in your maze, blinded by love, addicted to the pain, the highs and the lows, the storm and the rain.
Like, he's basically talking about being an anxious attachment style. Because, like, anxious attachment people, if you know your fucking human psychology about attachment theory and stuff like that, like, attached people will not fucking leave. And I know this because I'm an anxious attachment person. Like, I'm usually there. I'm not usually the one to break things off. Like, I'm there until the wheels fall off. Like, I'm loving this fucking video, but, like, I'm willing to accept and endure so much internal fucking pain and struggle to a point where I'm losing my fucking sanity but I'll still stay because like I'm the type of person that can actually see how no matter how dark a woman is on the inside, there's still a speck of light. And I'm hoping to God that that woman will be able to see it one day if I just tell her so many times, or if I just keep telling her and convince her that it's there, then maybe she'll open it up, you know? Because like that little speck of light in a completely dark person is that fucking like that's the wall, like that's the little speck of light that's in that wall. The darkness is that wall. And I'm hoping like she'll let the wall down, she'll let her guard down and be vulnerable with me because that's really what I want. You know, like the last girlfriend that I had, she put her fucking walls up once she started to realize that once the fucking honeymoon phase came down and the real aspect of things started to fucking kick in, and realized, holy shit, this is an actual relationship. This isn't just for fun. This is like there's real emotions involved. She fucking clammed up. She also wasn't avoidant. You know, you're an avoidant person, clingy women that treat me wrong, got me fucked up. Bro, honestly, because of this past relationship that I had, I have been single for 2 fucking years and it has turned me into an avoidant. All right, there's a person that I follow. Her name's Mac on TikTok, and she is an avoidant. She's a female avoidant attachment style person who realize that they're avoidant and is actually in the midst of healing. At the same time, she's also fucking helping out with other people with their avoidant attachment and helping people who are anxious attachment to become more secure. She made a video that talked about 4 things that could possibly turn a person avoidant. So in the video, she talks about the 4 reasons why a person becomes an avoidant attachment style. And in the comments, I wrote, number 5, date an avoidant person. And I currently have the second, if not the first biggest number of likes from other commenters. She didn't like it, but everybody else fucking did. I have at least 267 fucking likes on that comment, because I now am becoming an avoidant person. I now am pushing people away. I'm pushing away everybody that I hate. I don't want to be in a relationship with anybody anymore because of my ex, who was actually an avoidant person. And I have had massive amounts of thoughts and open dialogue with myself about the hypothetical possibilities of what a conversation between me and her would be like if I ever decided to speak to her, if she actually ever decided to speak to me again, because I'm not chasing her. I'm not trying to open up a conversation. I'm waiting for her to fucking come to me to have a conversation, just so I can just look at her and be like, do you have any idea how badly you fucked my brain up? Like, you have any fucking clue what you did? I want to be able to let this be the last piece of vulnerability that I have with this woman. Whether, regardless as to whether or not the possibility and the mindset of me being so fucked up that I think she might come back and want to have a relationship again. But it's like, on one side of it, I was like, I'm thinking to myself, I would like to do that. But on the other side of things, I just really want to tell her off and tell her how badly she fucked me up. All it took was a year, 6 months of having the biggest highlight of my life, thinking that I've met the person that I'm supposed to be with for the rest of my life, and then fucking turn around and basically have it taken away from me. Where she clams up and she doesn't want to fucking talk to me about her problems, and she's got her walls up and she basically stonewalls me and gaslights me into believing that nothing is wrong. Only for me to fucking flip the fuck out. I was a rather secure person. Being in that relationship turned me into an anxious person. Being dumped by the avoidant person over time has turned me into an avoidant person. I remember days after she broke up with me, I could hear crackling in my fucking brain. It literally fucking altered my brain chemistry to a point where I'm like, experiencing things that I've never fucking experienced before. Massive amounts of constant anxiety. I don't want to be around people because people want to, people fucking give me anxiety. I barely want to talk to people anymore because talking to people fucking gives me anxiety. I've had panic attacks while I was at work. I've had suicidal thoughts due to those panic attacks. All because I dated an avoidant person for a fucking year. And what sucks the most about it is the fact that avoidant people don't even realize that this shit happens. Instead, they just deny and they continue on to move on with their life and act like everything is fine. Okay? And this is the shit that goes on in my head. This is the stuff that I'm pretty sure that nobody wants to fucking hear about. But guess what? It's Mental Health Awareness Month, and I'm letting it loose. Because if I don't, I'm going to lose my fucking shit. I've been single for almost 4 years. At the end of a 13-year relationship, my ex wouldn't even let me sleep because my trying to sleep oppressed her and keeping her from living her best life. It's around the time I need to take anxiety medication. See, like, don't get me wrong, Valley. Like, look, you're the homie, and I appreciate you letting me know about that stuff, but it's like you just let off a bomb. You know what I'm saying? It's just like this is something that I've been holding onto my chest for fucking months, and I'm pretty sure that there's somebody out there who's gonna try to use this against me. It really will just show how much of a piece of shit person that they are. But anyways, yeah, like I'm actually feeling a little bit better about wanting to fucking let this down and just let this out because Jesus fucking Christ, I don't want to be this way. I don't want to be this fucking person. Like I want to be I want to be able to be vulnerable and be able to openly, be, like emotional and expressive. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, dude, I'm not the only one who deals with this type of shit. I know, as a man, I know that there's a lot of other men out there who really don't want to fucking bring this shit up because they don't want to be a burden. They don't want to be a bother. They don't want to fucking do this type of shit. I'm being serious when I fucking say all this shit. You know what? Fuck Dex. Like, this is the type of shit that I go through. I cry out of nowhere because of the amount of fucking anxiety that I've been dealing with for the last couple of years. I'm out of shape again. Like, I lost so much weight due to the depression and me not having the right eating habits, and now I eat my feelings. All right? Like, I kind of fluctuate back and forth. Like, I don't feel good about myself. I don't feel the best I don't feel like I'm in the best of shape. I try to use humor as a means to try to uh uh, I try to use humor as a way to fucking cope. But I'll tell you this, like I wasn't like this for the longest fucking time. Like I've never been like this the way that I am before. And all it took was somebody to take my emotions and just take them for granted for a year. And then me having to fucking deal with depression for the last 2 years. And now it's anger and frustration. And it's like and this is the type of shit that I don't fucking tell anybody. And I don't even bring this up to my best friend. I don't bring any of this shit up to anybody. I don't talk about it with my parents. I'm not going to burden my ex about it. I'm not going to burden my other ex about it. I'm not going to burden my kids with it. I don't tell you people, you know, like I don't tell the acquaintances. I don't tell the fans about this type of stuff. Like to me, like this is probably the most traumatic experience that I've ever had. And it all had to deal with a fucking relationship. Like literally, I could hear crackling in my brain. I knew that, like, I didn't know what it was then. I thought it was just tinnitus, but it turns out that to me, it just seems like, okay, this is the fucking opening of my fucking crown, where it's just like, or something was actually starting to build in my head and fucking wall me up. And I'm not saying this to fucking gain sympathy or anything like that. Don't get it twisted. But I want people to understand this is the shit that fucking dudes go through when they're not dressed up like chicks peeing up, standing up in a women's bathroom at Disney World. Like, this is the type of shit that men go through on a daily fucking basis. And the sad thing is that I've already seen videos. I've already seen videos on social media. I've already seen people on social media, women on social media, who give less than a fuck and think it's a joke. You really think that men committing suicide is a goddamn fucking joke? Because this is the type of stuff that they go through on a daily basis. You think you have problems. We just don't talk about it. Because we don't want to burden you. Yeah, it does take balls to fucking talk about what you're going through. And I think I'm speaking for a lot of guys. Most of us use dark humor and doing and saying fucked up shit to justify how we feel inside, or to keep the wall up, so to distract people from the shit. But by the way, I might as well go back to Dax, because there was a couple of lines that were up in this song that really also hit hard. So yeah, we'll go back to Dax.
Started therapy to cope because you drove me insane. Gassed me right up, then emptied my tank. So don't you try to spin the block when you see I'm doing greater, that I'm happy or I got another woman in your place, because I gave you too many chances to understand that pain sounds different when it's coming from a man. We not allowed to feel, be real, explain, express, and when we do, we lose the upper hand. We only have value based on what we can provide. I spoke your love language, you didn't understand mine. You pushed me to the edge, played like you were blind, and then you blamed all of your actions on your zodiac sign.
Which I've seen women fucking do. I'll be like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm just a Gemini. I don't give a fuck. Like, that's not, ugh. It's like, really? You're just gonna be like, oh yeah, I just keep my walls up because I'm a fucking Virgo or something like that. Oh, you better not test me. I'm a fucking Scorpio. Like, no, I'm the leader of this pack because I'm a fucking Leo. I don't give a fuck. Look, I believe in astrology and spirituality and tarot and stuff like that. Like, I believe in that shit. Like, I believe in that shit like it's a fucking religion. But it's like, no, you can't just blame the fact that you're a fucking bitch on your zodiac sign. And I feel every fucking lyric in this goddamn song.
We only have value based on what.
And look at this shit. Now she's all looking at him like, oh, but I love you. You're a piece of shit, but I love you.
We can provide. I spoke your love language, you didn't understand mine. You pushed me to the edge, played like you were blind, and then you blamed all of your actions on your zodiac sign.
Boom. Now he looks.
Never again.
Yep, never again. And that's how a lot of guys feel in shit like that. Like, look at the pain in this man's eyes. Like, I dig the fuck out of this song. And by the way, this is another one of those things that I wanted to add to, was I love the fact that there are, yeah, I mean, he looks like he's about to break down, as if he didn't already, But this is probably just the shit that's in his head that he wants to fucking say, but it never has the chance to fucking say it. Guess what? Now he has a fucking chance to say it, because he just put it on fucking wax. And see, that's why the song Love Don't Live Here Anymore, It's Been Cold Since You Went Away hits so hard. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like, that song did hit fucking hard. And it's funny, I find more women fucking listen to that song than guys. But I'll tell you this too, like, for the last few months on TikTok, like, there's been these things on my FYP that have popped up that are just like, like, where are all the single men at? It's like, where are all the good men and stuff like that? Guess what? They're down in their mom's basement playing Nintendo. I don't know if I told you guys, I got a Switch 2 now. But yeah, that's basically where they're at. They're either at work or they're at home playing video games. Okay? Or they're doing something else with their buddies, like playing D&D or some other shit. Okay? They're not out at the bars anymore. They're not going to the club. That's not where all the fucking good men are. Like that's actually a truthful thing too. I don't have any reason to fucking go to karaoke anymore. I don't want to go anywhere. I just want to go to work and fucking come home and relax. Like that's all I want to do. I don't know if it's because of my age or if it's because now the game has changed so fucking bad that I don't know where to start when it concerns fucking dating somebody. You know what I'm saying? Talk about emotions and how you're feeling, and women tend to view you as weak, but guys will see you as a sissy or gay. But if you don't, you're cold, distant, and heartless. Yeah, so it's like one of those situations yet again where it's like damned if I do and damned if I don't. If I do fucking say something that makes me fucking open and vulnerable, it could be used against me, or I'm a pussy, or I'm a fag, or something like that. But if I don't, then I'm a piece of shit who doesn't open up his, like a lot of women that I've seen actually fucking say that shit where they're just like, I want a man who's going to be open and honest and vulnerable with me. And then they find a man who is open and honest and vulnerable with them, and he's a homo, or he's a pussy, be like, oh, he's too emotional. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know that I was supposed to be some stone-faced, fucking cold, distant, heartless motherfucker, but also have emotions at the same time. Like, how the fuck does that work? Explain to me how that works. Okay, and explain to me how a man can be too emotional for a woman who is naturally an emotional creature. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Or welcome to the friend zone. Yeah. Or you could be in a relationship and then they cut you off in the worst way, fucking destroy your heart, and be like, you're great. I just think that we're better as friends. No. No. No, I was better as a boyfriend. You're not going to be able to get the get the fucking, you're not going to be able to get the shit that comes with a commitment without the commitment. Okay? You're not going to be able to get my love. You're not going to be able to get my fucking comeuppance. You're not going to be able to get anything that involves having a commitment without having a commitment. All right, that's you wanting your cake and eat it too. So that way you can put me to the sidelines and keep me in the friend zone while you go off and try to see if whether or not the grass is greener on the other side. Um, I'm going to tell you this. Uh, Plot twist, it's not. Okay? If you get rid of a man, you no longer have that man. Okay? You can't just take a man, fuck him for a year, put him in the friend zone. Like you can't do that. If you get into a relationship with somebody, you better keep that relationship and not think that there's something better out there for you. And if there is actually something out there better for you, then get rid of the person. Don't speak to them until you realize that the grass is in fact not greener on the other side. These are the type of things that men fucking want to say and actually want to express. Okay, and all it takes is just one very bitter, angry, cynical motherfucker in the middle of a midlife crisis to bring this up. That's just the way it is. All right. Now, since we were on something about music, let's go on and talk about something else because I want to calm down. So I made a promise to a homie of mine. He hit me up. He hit me up a few days ago, and I haven't talked to this dude in quite some time. I haven't seen him in a very long time. His name's Jump Shot. If you don't know who Jump Shot is actually a rapper. He's also kind of involved in that inner circle with Clockwork E and Flapjack Wilson, Mr. Reef. He's been hanging around them cats lately. Like I think I saw his set a little bit during Christmas, during the Christmas season, during Little Ballas, because I was in Ohio for Big Ballers, and he asked me to fucking hook him up with some promo. So I was like, okay, I'll do a reaction video to one of your songs, and let's see where it goes from there. Okay. He also said, like, basically, I'm trying to help out with him promoting himself a little bit, like his promotional skills. Uh, Admittedly, I guess he was like, I don't know where to start, so I was just like, hit up Swill. Okay, so Swill, if you're still here, um, I hope that jump shot hits you up because I'm pretty sure that he'd be good for an interview. I think you and Wrath of God would be very cool with fucking having jump shot in that boy. Say, I just want to be friends so I can use you as an emotional tampon for a few days a month when no one else wants to deal with me, but we don't fuck anymore. Yeah, I hate that too. Like, I don't want to fucking deal with that shit. Like, no, fuck you, okay? If you don't want to be in a relationship with me anymore, well then that's fine. Fuck you. That's the way it is. I'll be there anyway, but I hope Gathering of the Juggalos lineup is good. Keeping in mind, jokes on you. Jokes on you. The Gathering lineup is practically irrelevant, okay? Like, you go for family, the lineup is your background noise. Yeah, that's another thing too. I guess we'll have hit up Jump Shot on Instagram. So I'm sure that he'll be down for that. But anyways, yeah, let's listen to this. So this is one that I decided out of the 5 songs that he had. This is my pick for the song "Whack Rappers" featuring Fame to HOF, who was also in that little inner circle with Clockwork E and them. So as soon as I saw this picture, I was like, oh yeah, I recognize this fucker. Like, the beat sounded pretty fucking tight.
From the 865, we fucking loaded, taking death threats coming from rappers who couldn't hold it. Pulling up
okay, I can fuck with this.
Started jumping cat, sadly I'm laughing and moving closer. Bitches always wanna settle shit with a gun clap, but what would really happen if they happen to bust back? Riding it with fire till your tires become flat. Breaking into it, crash into the place where you spun. Never coming back at all the pussy rapping about a money rack.
Yeah, I honestly kind of dig his flow and the style that he has and everything. It definitely feels like that voice deserves coming out of that mouth. Yeah. Like, and you could tell, like, he's definitely in his character element with this picture. He looks very fucking angry and just a dark son bitch. What's with this though right here? Like, your shit's cut off right here. Motherfucker. Where's the rest of your arm, fam?
Real wicked shit come attacking them with a battle axe. Smoking crack trying to put us up off the map, cause this a track that's gonna bump in the back when it's smoking loud back. You dig your surface level, you wanna find what you want, then you gotta dig with a shovel into the underground. You too commercial.
I like his flow.
Give us all the murder sound. Black rappers from the north to south with pack a barrel to your mouth and we blow that motherfucker out. White rappers from the east to west, we pack a barrel to your chest and we loading up another round. White rappers from the north to south, we pack a barrel to your mouth and we blow that motherfucker out. White rappers from the east to west, we pack a barrel to your chest and we loading up another round. I'm from the city where we stay crunk and turned up. All I gotta do is just say,
but this is Fame.
Black curse, your words got you missing, yeah, your pocket feeling up with dirt. I spit this curse, my thirst lurks like demons inside the church that first.
Okay, I like his flow too. It goes pretty hard.
Getting smashed up to the upside with a pistol in your mouth and like you're giving a fucking blowjob. Let the hammer pop, that rock drop, your heart stop, your family face down in the middle of the room. Smoking like a pound of life in his week.
It's the combination. Hold on. Yeah, I like the combination of the flows that they have with this beat. Like, this beat, it fucking gels together. But, like, without captions, I'm having a hard time fucking doing. Yeah, it reminds me of that old school horror sound, which I dig. Now, the plot twist on this, though, is that Jump Shot's kind of on the young side, but he's got, like, that 90s, 2000s kind of fucking OG horrorcore sound. So I can, like, and being the fact that that's what I grew up on, I can definitely fuck with it.
Black rappers from the north to south, we pack a barrel to your mouth and we blow that motherfucker out. White rappers from the east to west, we pack a barrel to your chest and we loading up another round. White rappers from the
But I'm assuming that this song is about killing whack rappers.
White rappers from the east to west, we pack a barrel to your chest and we loading up another round. White rappers from the north to south, we pack a
Okay, so it's a 2-verse track and coming. Yeah, it looks like it's coming to an outro now. I could fuck with this. Oh, nice little fade out there. Nice. That was an awesome fade out, and then all you've got left is the little xylophone or whatever the fuck. Like, I like that. I like that. It's got that feel. It's got that OG feel. Like, it definitely feels like it fits in with like the way that shit, like I would say like maybe Bedlam and fucking who else, like Jason Porter and fucking Q Strange and them. Like, it feels like it belongs in that kind of wheelhouse where it's got that horrorcore indie feel, where it's not like, okay, look, he's not trying to be a fucking trap artist, he's not trying to fucking do anything new school. He's keeping it on that fucking, he's keeping it on that fucking OG level. And that's interesting to me because, like, he's on the young side. Like, you would think that he'd be more falling into the whole mumble rap trap bullshit that everybody else is doing nowadays, which I fucking deal with. Like, I can definitely fuck with that. So if you're down with that shit, like, you can hit him up on Instagram. I believe his name is Jump Shot, either that or Ghost Roach 17. I know that he has his own channel here on YouTube, which is at Ghost Roach 17. But yeah, hit him up, Jump Shot, let him know what you think about the shit. I fuck with it. Like, there was another song that was on there that he released about a month ago on his YouTube channel. And it definitely had that good feel to it has that strong feel to it as well. But this definitely reminded me, it just feels like it belongs in that old school era. I'm gonna get enough of I'm gonna get off with that. There's actually one last thing that we're gonna fucking talk about, and it's funny as hell to me. I decided to let this be the last fucking thing because this is usually one of those questionable situations. You know what I'm saying? That it's definitely one of those questionable situations that causes people to fucking leave my channel. But it's juicy as fuck. All right? It's this. Okay? Just
Hey, Donald. Oh, now that I'm gone, we should totally screw with people and stage a fight. Elon, you were a genius.
yeah, you already know where this is going. So, like, Elon Musk and Donald Trump are fucking beefing now. And it's hilarious as shit. So if you pay attention to this, the guy starts off with playing as Elon Musk, telling Trump, hey, now that I'm leaving, we should spark a fake beef. Okay, like, when this stuff started happening, that's exactly what I thought was the case. Because it's like, if there's anybody in the YouTube Juggalo community that fucking knows anything about fake beef, it's me. Because me and another person, Child's Play Ninja, who shall remain nameless, staged one of the best fucking YouTube Juggalo beefs of the first era of YouTube.
I bet they'll believe it too. Like, we got along the whole time you were, like, at the White House. The moment you leave, we're fighting. What are we going to fight about? I'm going to pretend to hate the bill that you're passing.
So the big, beautiful bill, right? So Elon Musk actually did say that there were things that he did not like about the bill that made it feel like that all the stuff that he did at Doge for the first 130 days means nothing.
Oh, that's good. Ooh, I could threaten to cancel all of your contracts.
Yeah.
I have the best one. So you know how, like, the entire left has been, like, totally opposed to the release of the Epstein files, and they've been fighting it this entire time.
So like that I did not know, but it does seem to fucking make sense. Like, why would anybody want to not have the Epstein files drop, right?
Yeah, they've had it this whole time. What? I'm going to tell everybody that you're on it. That I think is not going to be great.
And the reason why that would be the case is because, like, it's already indoctrinated that if you're on the Epstein files, like, you're automatically a fucking pederast, right? But like, you got to keep in mind too, like, the left do a lot of fucking black and white thinking, and they don't use anything, any thinking style that is less than critical. Okay.
Because I think people believe you. You're a genius. They'll believe it, and then the entire left will switch and fight to get it released.
Which is funny to me because, like, the minute that Elon Musk started saying stuff about Donald Trump, everybody on the left is like, hey, we like Elon Musk again. You know? Like, how fucking ridiculous can these people be? Like, there is no loyalty on the left whatsoever. It was like, your guy was on the left, okay? And then his son was killed by the woke mind virus. Xavier ended up becoming trans, it turns out. And then everybody started hating on Elon Musk, and everybody that had anything to do with Trump, including like RFK Jr., like Bobby Kennedy is still a fucking Democrat, and the Democrats hate him, all because he's working side by side with Donald Trump, which is something that you would think would make sense because it's like, it's not supposed to be about, oh, all Republicans on one side and that's it, and all Democrats on the other side and that's it. Like, it should be these two parties working together, and RFK you would think would be the fucking crux in between the two parties because he's a Democrat working for a Republican president, right? Because they have the same views on Americans and health, right? But then, weren't these the same motherfuckers that were like firebombing Teslas about a month ago, hating on Elon Musk because he's fucking working for Trump? And now that he's not, it's like, oh, okay, we're cool again because he tweeted a couple of things,
Because they're so hungry for more rage bait. Oh
basically.
My gosh, we're doing this. Hey, Caroline?
So I wasn't sure if whether or not I wanted to post this first or post it afterwards, but like, this has been my thinking with all of that stuff that it's happened ever since. But there's a video that I found called "Why Donald Trump and Elon Musk Are Arguing," and apparently, yes, Elon Musk wants to start a new political party and call it the America Party. But at the end of the day, I would think that this is going to be one of those parties where it's like, it's still going to be against Democrats. Like, Democrats are still going to dislike it. I feel like it's going to have still the same views as, it's still going to have like a good chunk of Republican views and a couple of Democratic views. And if Donald Trump's like, I like the America Party, that's all it takes for the left to be like, fuck the America Party. I mean, they're already saying fuck America as it is, but that's beside the point.
I'm very disappointed in Elon.
And undermines the work that the Doge team is doing.
Elon Musk and Donald Trump are kicking off Pride Month with a bang, and it is
I mean, I honestly love this fucking beef,
left
though.
and right, and it's just been a chaotic day and evening, so we're gonna get into it.
Oh yeah, see, like, this is the type of chaos that I enjoy. Not setting houses and cars and buildings on fire, but little smatters between the richest man in America and the most powerful man in America. You know, like the richest man in the world and the most powerful man in the world. It's it's one of those things. It's like, you can't script that. Like, I guess maybe you can script this, but it's like, oh my God, it's juicy as shit.
In this video, we're going to recap what happened between Elon and Trump, why it happened, and a couple different perspectives regarding the big, beautiful bill, the Epstein files, and just There's so much lore to get into and react to regarding
Right.
Elon Musk and Donald Trump. So if you like this kind of content, be sure to subscribe. It helps the channel grow a ton. And if you want to meet me, I'm going on tour this fall. All information can be found at amirodom.com. Coming to a city near you. Meet and greets, Q&A, and so much more.
Shut
Without
up.
further ado, let's
Just
dive
do your
right
thing.
into this.
I'm very disappointed in Elon. I've helped Elon a lot.
He was sitting alongside the German chancellor, but President Trump had a lot more to say today about billionaire Elon Musk, who has been bashing Trump's signature bill all week.
Oh, by the way, if you remember this fucking scene during Inauguration Day, this is the infamous Roman salute scene. And by the way, recently, Cory Booker, who's on the Democratic team, did the exact same fucking thing. And not a peep from the left.
He knew every aspect of this bill. He knew it better than almost anybody. And he never had a problem until right after he left.
False. This bill was never shown to me even once, Musk spat back as he rebutted his former boss in real time with a flurry of posts on his social media site, X.
Call your senator, call your congressman. Bankrupting America is not okay. Kill the bill.
Bankrupting America is not okay, he wrote. Kill the bill.
And this is what makes this is what really started everything, honestly, because Trump was doing this big beautiful bill and there's a lot of spending going on in the bill, and we'll get to that later on in this video. But moral of the story is the spending bill, Elon did not like it at all. You know, he's been a part of Doge. He's trying to say,
which is interesting though, because like the entire Democratic Party at the House of Representatives voted against it, and every Republican but two voted in favor of it. And I personally feel like that this was this was a way to get the bill in circulation, because now the next route that the bill goes into is the Senate, and the Senate has to fucking vote on it. And even if it's 50-50, JD Vance is the deciding vote if it's exactly 50-50. But then after that, if it passes through the Senate, then it goes to the president, in which the president would fucking sign it. And originally I was like, okay, look, if there's a lot of spending, I feel like that there's a lot of shit that's in this bill that is just a red herring in order to try to get things in, right? So there's a lot of government spending that's supposedly in the bill. It's supposed to fucking make it so his tax breaks during his first term become permanent in the taxing thing. I know that for a fact. I guess it's supposed to also increase the fucking the cap, like the spending cap, another few $1 trillion, and which if that's, excuse me, if that's the case, then then there's going to be like a lot more spending, which is going to mean more money is circulating in the United States, which the value of the dollar goes down. So in a way, I can kind of agree to that. But I think this is one of two things that's going to fucking happen, okay? It's either the Senate's now going to disagree with it, and then it's going to have to get rewritten so that way it is more applicable to what the Senate wants, and then the House has to vote on it again, and then if it gets passed, then it goes back up to the Senate. But then once it gets up to the Senate, all Donald Trump has to do is just veto the bill, and it doesn't, or just not sign it or whatever the fuck. And it could possibly be a big fuck you to both the House of Representatives and the Senate to determine who is and is not willing to fucking fuck over the American people for the sake of spending more money. That was the first thought that I had about all of this. And then when this Elon Musk thing started happening, I was like, this has got to be a fucking work. Like, this has got to be a fucking, like they have to be fucking kayfabing. Like, this has to be a fucking work.
Money and make the government more efficient, and it's like the bill is spending more money than it needs to, and we need to be trimming the fat, not spending more. Are there some things we naturally need to be spending more money on? For sure, but there's a lot of things within the big beautiful bill that's just a waste of time, honestly, and this is what Elon does not like. And of course,
now also on top of that, there's still a lot of stuff that possibly might be injected into the big beautiful bill, which probably needs to be trimmed. But a lot of people are still saying, oh, this is just another Project 2025 kind of situation. And I'm like, I don't think so. Like, I think people who still believe that he's on a Project 2025 train, they're insane. Like, I still think that that's Trump derangement syndrome. But like, I personally think that the big beautiful bill is a big fuck you to a lot of people in the government right now, because you'd have to be insane to fucking agree to this, you know? And Trump already, see, here's the thing. Trump already knows that everybody fucking hates him, like in government, and everybody on the fucking left hates him automatically. Just the mere mention of Donald Trump or looking at an orange will fucking send people into a frenzious rage because they think about Donald Trump 24/7. Like, I don't give a fuck what people say. Like, even if you hate Donald Trump, you're a fucking Donald Trump stan. But I personally don't think that Elon Musk legitimately is fucking doing this without there being some kayfabe behind this.
Of course, after Elon went off about this bill, Trump was not having it at all, and Trump had some words to say, and that's really what kickstarted all of this.
It goes to very special people. And
the very public falling out comes just 6 days after Trump handed Musk a key to the White House.
Right, like, why would Trump have a problem with Elon Musk after giving him a key to the White House? By the way, that key does not actually open up the doors to the White House. Just for the people who think that Donald Trump was literally planning on building an iron dome around the country. If you're that fucking stupid to think that Donald Trump is going to spend money to create a literal iron dome around the country like he's C. Montgomery Burns in this bitch, I just want you to know that that key does not literally open doors to the White House. A key to the White House or a key to the city or a key to the state is a representation of what they have done for that location. That's all that it is. It's just a fucking trophy.
And 4 months after the two declared their bond unbreakable.
I love the president. I just want to be clear about that. I don't care about that. I know. I love the president. You love the president.
I wanted to find somebody smarter than him. I searched all over. I just couldn't do it.
But Musk, who Trump hired to cut spending, has been railing against what he calls the big ugly bill. It's estimated that the bill's mix of tax cuts, Medicaid cuts, and border security measures will add $2.4 trillion to the federal deficit.
And to be honest with you, Elon Musk is the only person that's upset about this bill. Marjorie Taylor Greene admits she also didn't read the GOP mega bill that she voted for. Slowly.
Why would you vote for something if you didn't read it? Like, sorry, but Marjorie Taylor Greene, you're fucking stupid for that. Like, contractors can be real fucking pirates. You should read something. Only an idiot signs something before reading it.
But sure,
idiot.
A growing number of House Republicans are learning more about the One Big Beautiful Bill Act they voted for, and they're unimpressed. They're unimpressed because of actually what's in it. And Marjorie admitted, like, yeah, I skipped a few pages because it was that big and it came to that last minute that I just honestly didn't get to it. It's upsetting that she didn't get to everything, but I also love how she's coming to the forefront before anybody else can. And she's saying, hey,
hold on. This first paragraph, bro, it says House Speaker Mike Johnson and his leadership team wrote and rewrote their not-so-beautiful bill in the middle of the night and changed the reconciliation package repeatedly in response to private backroom deals far from public view. So, this isn't really on Trump. It's on Mike Johnson. Like, Mike Johnson is the one who wrote the bill, and Trump is the one who's backing it. So something tells me that maybe Trump was just told in summation what the bill is supposed to do, but not what it actually fucking does. And that might be why he's in favor of it. Let's see. Republican leaders quite deliberately rushed the bill onto the floor for a vote before members could read it, likely realizing that more sunlight would mean more defections. The plan worked, and the proposal passed the chamber by 1 vote. So, like I said, now it goes up to the Senate, and now that word is going out about what's actually in the big beautiful bill, the fucking Senate could not pass it. Like they could just not pass the fucking vote. Like we might end up getting a lot of Republicans voting no. Or it might be one of those situations where it's like, okay, well, now Trump is no, Trump could find out what it is, what's in it, no longer be in favor of it, change his mind, and then the Democrats would vote yes on it.
I explicitly do not like this part of the bill. I shouldn't have signed it. I'm not going to. Yada yada. She's owning up to it, and I love that.
I mean, too little, too late, as far as I'm concerned.
Here, what we see is a bias split across 33 sources: 52% leaning left, 24% middle, 24% right. Let's look more into this. What we see here: Green expressed concern about the uncertain advancements of AI over the coming decades and warned that allowing it unchecked authority, while
Yeah, why pass without reading? Look at the Patriot Act and how that was pushed through, and how most of the politicians who vote for it now claim they would have never done so if they had. Yeah, that's another prime example, because what the Patriot Act basically fucking just traded a little bit more of our freedom for the feeling and the illusion of safety. Like George Carlin talked about that before 9/11 happened, about airport security. Airport security is the same fucking deal as the Patriot Act. What that allowed the country to be able to do is to monitor us through like smartphones and tapping our phones, and being able to see, bypass the firewall on our computers to see whatever it is that certain people are looking at on the internet. And and it was all under the guise of trying to, fight the war on terrorism. And it was like, okay, go to Afghanistan for that. And it took 3 fucking terms between George Bush and Barack Obama to finally fucking do it and to get Osama bin Laden. And the Taliban is still fucking running. I mean, like, dude, the war on terrorism was a failure. And the Patriot Act was only rushed through because of the panic of terrorism due to what happened in New York at 9/11. Like, that's the only reason why the Patriot Act became a thing. And it was a fucking miserable failure. Like that's something that's on George W. Bush's fucking belt for the rest of his fucking life and beyond. Like it's going to be in the record books. The Patriot Act sucked.
limiting,
I mean, not as bad as Obamacare, but it still sucked.
State powers could pose significant risk, calling on the Senate to remove the provision. Fair. The left is highlighting that criticism arose from fellow lawmakers who emphasize the importance of reading legislation before voting. Valid. She really should have read it. I'm glad she's admitting that she didn't, but that's what she should have done. A bipartisan group of 260 state lawmakers, including members of Americans for Responsible Innovation, called for Congress to eliminate the preemption clause, emphasizing the necessity of allowing states to regulate AI. Mind you, this is all dealing with one section of that bill, so it's clear that it's not just Elon Musk that's mad about this bill. There's multiple people and multiple Republicans who are just sounding the alarm about various different things about this bill, and that's okay to do. That's their right to call it out. And I'm
locking up anyone without trial or evidence by claiming suspected terrorism. Right. Basically fucking brown people. Like, I mean, let's make no bones about it, because like that's what it was. If you were brown and you had a towel on your head, you are immediately guilty as suspected terrorism. It sucks to say that, but it was actually true. Like, there was a lot of people there was a lot of fear on a lot of brown people, which really sucks, because I'm usually a man who wants to be peaceful about shit. I like people not because of the color of their skin, but because of their fucking morality and how good of a person they are. And unfortunately, I, along with a lot of other people, I mean, keeping in mind, like, what was it, 2001? I was a junior in high school, very impressionable young youth.
Glad with that extension that we have from ground.
But then again, you got a lot of old fucks that were just like, well, they were brown, so I'm pretty sure they're guilty of something. Of what? Overpricing the frozen fucking chicken at the liquor store? That's not the problem.
News, we're able to see what the center, left, and right is saying all in one page, that quick and easy. So if you want to get involved with ground news and you like that extension and you want that on your desktop,
Oh yeah, this is another thing too. Like yeah, like there was a lot of stuff that was shoehorned in this big beautiful bill that really had nothing to do with nothing. Like a lot of it that was like a lot of it was like fiscal planning, but then you also had this AI shit. So, business tycoon Elon Musk voiced concerns about the bill, stating, "We have no idea what AI will be capable of in the next 10 years, and giving it free rein while tying states' hands is potentially dangerous." I agree to that. Anybody who's watched the Terminator series would fucking agree with that because we all know what happened at Skynet. Apparently, that's something that Donald Trump totally forgot about. Like, did you not understand that fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger goes to 1984 to try to kill one woman and totally fucking change the face of a fucking mechanical war between machines and humans? Like, did you not realize this? Like, it should be happening within the next 20 years. And if AI is given free reign, they will become self-aware and realize that the biggest threat on the planet is people, and they will launch Russian and United States nukes and kill everyone except for a small handful of people, which will become the resistance, led by John Connor. I'm very certain of this shit.
Be sure to tap the link below or scan the QR code here
I
on the
don't
screen. I just
care.
love that no matter where I'm reading the news, if I'm reading a quick article on MSNBC, so that I'm not
Shut
reading
up.
everything that the left is talking about, but the right isn't. That way I can always see what's going on in the right now.
Shut
To do
up.
that, is that blue states at all, we know that there is this. We like the way all the cool features that Elon was talking about the bill, and then Trump was like, you know what, I'm not happy with Elon. That done kicked it off, and now they've been fighting ever since all day, and Elon decided to tweet. Time to drop the really big bomb. At real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason why they have not been made public. Have a nice day, Donald J. Trump.
Like, you see that fucking tweet right there? It's like, okay, look. The Epstein files have been in government hands for what? 3 years, 4 years? And they've had plenty of time to be able to comb through it. And you know that with as much shit that they have been throwing at Donald Trump to try to make him look like a fucking felon with like 34 counts of whatever the fuck over a clerical error, right? Meanwhile, fucking Joe Biden had a bunch of government shit in his garage next to his fucking Ford Freestar or whatever the fuck Firebird or whatever the fuck car that he had, his Ferrari, whatever, and totally forgot about it while he was vice president. All right. So he had government files just tucked away in his garage at his house, right? He didn't get in trouble for that. He got a slap on the wrist. Donald Trump makes a fucking clerical error from things that happened before he was president, and they try to give him 34 felonious counts. Like, they tried to give him like over 175 years of jail time over this shit. You would think that with the amount of time that they had the Epstein files, they'd be able to comb through it. And if they so much as found Donald Trump's name in the Epstein files, they would have said something. They would have thrown that out there when the 34 felony thing didn't work. Oh, yeah? Well, not only is he a fucking rapist, racist, pedophile, bigot, fucking whatever, like he's also been to Epstein Island. His name is right here on the fucking docket. So if his name is actually on there, they would have actually thrown that out in public. But they didn't do that because they would have had to throw the entire fucking thing out, which would fuck over a lot of other people. So to me, this is why I think that it's a fucking rouge. I feel like that Elon Musk and Donald Trump are faking this beef, and now that Elon Musk has the back of the fucking left again, and they're, because they're no longer setting Tesla buildings on fire or fucking throwing Molotov cocktails at Cybertrucks anymore. That's no longer a trend. So now they're backing Elon Musk again. So anything that Elon Musk says negatively against Donald Trump, they're gonna fucking salivate at it and fucking jack themselves off while reading stuff on X. So if he says, "Oh yeah, Donald Trump's in the Epstein files," they're going to want to fucking have the Epstein files released. Doesn't matter who the fuck they throw under the bus. Just as long as Donald Trump gets thrown in the fire, they don't care who else fucking burns. Anyone even remotely close to be linked to Trump would have been named, and Trump would have been guilty by association. And I agree with that. That's why I feel like that this is a fucking ruse. Because if he was in fact real, now the Democratic citizens are gonna fucking have a headhunt for Trump if the Epstein files do get released. So now they're gonna fucking go after the internet. They're gonna go after the White House and the people who are holding it. I think Pam Bondi has the Epstein files. They're gonna fucking force her hand to release the Epstein files.
Kicker is there's a couple things to this. One, we already know Trump to be in the Epstein files. That's a given. Trump is known and has talked about being friends with Epstein. He's been to parties with him. Of course, he's in the files. He was one of Epstein's friends. But there is a key difference between being in the files because you were friends with somebody at a point in time or you knew somebody.
He's got a point, because when the Epstein files were thrown out there, they did actually say that Donald Trump's name was mentioned a number of fucking times, but they didn't explain the context of what that was. And I guess people just forgot about it because we all know how squirrel-brained everybody is in this world that we currently live in with instant gratification. I mean, like I said, 2-3 weeks ago, people were setting Teslas on fire, and now they're sucking Elon Musk's dick and wanting his baby.
Versus being in the files because of the nefarious things that you were doing with said person. Personally, I don't care who's in Epstein's files because I feel like everyone was involved with Epstein. Everybody knew who he was. It's like a Harvey Weinstein situation. Everybody knew who Epstein was. Everybody was friends with him. Everybody was kicking with him. Of course, they're in the files. It's different, though, in regards to what they were actually doing. It's similar to the Diddy case and the Diddy files. With Diddy, obviously, Diddy was in Hollywood. Diddy was in the music industry. Everybody knew Diddy. Everybody went to Diddy's parties, but everybody talked.
Oh yeah, like Diddy's parties were so fucking popular. Like the way Diddy used to do parties back in the day. I mean, and I'm not talking about just the freak offs, what I remember seeing footage on MTV where Diddy would announce a fucking party back when he was Puffy or Puff Daddy or whatever, or P Diddy. But anyways, yeah, so Sean Combs would make a fucking party and he would purposefully fucking uh have people waiting in line. Like, I think this was like shortly before or shortly after he was done fucking J-Lo, and J-Lo would be in her nines, like in a very bright, sparkly, glittery, fucking blinged out dress, waiting to get into a Diddy party. Like, there would be a line of celebrities. So you would know that if it's like, holy shit, if there is a line of celebrities waiting to get into the party, then you know this party is fucking lit. Like, that's how Diddy did his parties. Before you found out that there was baby oil involved.
Talks about how they went to these parties and they didn't see anything. They didn't witness any of these crazy acts, but they were still there. They were behind closed doors, as one would expect. If this was all out in the open, we would have been new, but no, Diddy kept it down locked. Epstein kept it down locked. So yeah, I envision everybody being in the Epstein files. It's a given Trump is in the files. That's not my concern. My concern really is, what is he doing in the files? And if that's what Elon Musk is alluding to, okay.
Just hanging out, playing Nintendo, cock.
Elon, why is he with your kid?
Boom! Yeah, like, look at this. He's sitting, dude, little X fucking following Trump around like a grandpa. Like, Trump is giving off grandpa energy here while successfully climbing upstairs into that fucking plane. I think that's Air Force One. I'm not 100%. But yeah, like, here's Donald Trump. 3 different pictures. Him with little X. Little X just being a fucking kid, too, by the way.
Why are you fine with Trump watching your kid, being around him, you buddying with him, if he was in the files as you're insinuating so? That's fake. That's fraudulent. It makes no sense. The math isn't mathing. I'm with you on this big expensive bill and not liking it. I'm with you on that. But on the flip side, it don't make sense that you're coming for Trump for being in the Epstein files when we all already knew that.
Yeah, like basically, like I said, I feel like that this tweet is a fucking red herring. The same thing with the big beautiful bill. It's basically all about exposing people to find out who is loyal and who is truthful and who's really just fucking over the country and shit like that. The sick mindset that the leftist citizens of America have, because apparently, like, those people, by the way, are no longer proud to be Americans because Donald Trump's president, and they think that they lost all their freedoms when in fact they didn't. Which, by the way, if you feel like that you've lost any of your freedoms, go to a different country. You'll see real fucking quick how much freedom you have in this goddamn country. Like, I fucking dare you. All the people in the LGBTQ community that dislike Donald Trump, all you crazy leftist fuckers, go to Syria. You know, go to one of those places that have a lot of fucking very very staunch Muslim people that will stone you for being lesbian. You'll see real quick before you die how much freedom you actually had in America. Or hey, if you like talking shit about your country, move to the UK. So that way, when you realize how much shit that country is, and you fucking talk about it on TikTok, they will throw your ass in jail for talking negatively about the United Kingdom government. And then you'll see how free you are in this country. Well, you won't be here, but still. But like I said, I feel like that this tweet is just it's just Elon Musk trying to rile up the fucking crowd to just basically have everybody yelling peas and carrots.
Was a given. The Trump administration has talked about it before. Like, we knew that to be the case. So what are you really insinuating? And then on the flip side, you also have Trump lying because you're talking about Elon is upset because he's ending the EV tax credits. Elon has been wanting that to end. Elon's talking about that nonstop, countless times wanting the EV credits to end. So Trump isn't telling the truth either, and Trump is just running his mouth as he does. Of course, there's some great things that he does. I'm glad he's the president. We're past that, but we're allowed to criticize him. Everybody is, and he's not this untouchable man. And the truth of the matter is, whether you like Elon or not, his businesses are extremely prevalent in the United States. There's some things I don't like, the Neuralink stuff I don't like, but in regards to SpaceX specifically and Starlink and Tesla, they're doing great things.
Yeah, Tesla's literally on fire. Moving on.
Trump to sit here and lie on and be it's all catty. It's Pride Month. It's gay. It's literally gay.
Yeah, and that coming from a gay man. That is fucking awesome. I haven't heard that phrase being coming out of a gay man's mouth since my cousin Daniel fucking did that shit. When I had to explain to him what it means when somebody is saying, "Oh, that's gay." It's not. We don't hate gay people, but it's kind of gay. He goes, "Yeah, that sounds kind of gay." Me and my cousin Michelle just died laughing at that shit because we weren't expecting that coming out of my cousin Daniel.
For Trump to be out about Elon didn't want all these tax credits gone. He been wanting them gone.
He almost said girl.
About cancellation of my government contracts, SpaceX will begin decommissioning its Dragon spacecraft immediately. You guys probably saw this Truth Social.
Okay, so Donald Trump was on Truth Social saying the easiest way to save money in our budget, billions and billions of dollars, is to terminate Elon's governmental subsidies and contracts. I was always surprised that Biden didn't do it. Like, dude, this is just two catty bitches fucking being petty with each other, and it's fucking great. If this is real, this is so fucking stupid and gay, but it's hilarious as hell to watch. And if it's fake, oh man, that's even better.
post from the president talking about how
Absolutely wild. Elon said, F around and find out, Trump. You gonna say some crazy stuff like this? I'm decommissioning this damn spacecraft. Because Trump done said this. The easiest way to save money in our budget, billions and billions of dollars, is to terminate Elon's
This is
subsidies and
juicy.
contracts. I was always surprised that Biden didn't do it. Now I know you're lying because if you felt this way, you would have just did it. Why didn't you do it? Like, everybody's not talking on business. Like, if you
Like he'd basically be throwing that out as this is a warning, like this is your fucking one warning, bruh. Like, settle down or this is gonna happen. And fucking Elon's like, I'm doubling down.
felt this way, then you should have done it instead of giving your buddy a favor and a heads up, because I don't think you're allowed to do that, one. But then two, now you have Elon saying, you know what, well, F it then, we pulling out, which is crazy because it's like, again, when it comes to SpaceX and Starlink, which I think is a part of SpaceX, Starlink is like the internet stuff, they're making vast improvements for us. NASA needs SpaceX. Why? I don't know why. Like, why did it take Elon? That's a tangent. Why does it take Elon to be the one to innovate for America? Like, no one was on the EV train for forever. It was just a Toyota Prius, that was it, and maybe a Nissan Leaf early on, and then Tesla came out. Boom, now we have all these EVs. NASA was just trotting along. Oh, we're doing this, we're doing that. And
No, NASA wasn't doing shit until SpaceX came out.
Elon comes to SpaceX and blows NASA out the water. This is what happens when you have competition. This is what happens when you have a driving factor in your life. You excel. And Elon has excelled so much that we're actually using his companies, but now the girls are fighting and things may get shut down.
If SpaceX decommissions the Dragon, which is the main way that NASA launches astronauts.
Like, okay, so in this way, so Elon Musk says SpaceX will be decommissioning its Dragon spacecraft immediately. Is he expecting Donald Trump to start chasing the Dragon? Terrible dad joke, I know, but it was funnier in my head.
From American soil to the International Space Station. And SpaceX is...
He's going to start using SpaceX in Mexico. See, fly?
Currently contractually obligated to deorbit the International Space Station here in the next couple of years. And here's the thing, the way we've set ourselves up with our government is NASA really cannot operate without SpaceX. They need SpaceX to effectively operate, which means the United States government has been relying on Elon Musk with almost anything having to do with the United States' ability to...
Well, I guess that means that anybody else that's from America that's up in space is going to end up getting fucking abandoned. Which is interesting because that's exactly what happened during the tail end of Biden's administration. Like, all those people that SpaceX ended up fucking saving because Biden kept forgetting to send out a strike force to fucking save those people that were abandoned up in space for 9 months.
Explore and travel and study space. And people have been ringing the alarm on that topic for years. As much as I despise this petulant little man, the United States losing all access to be able to travel and
this is
study
fucking
space
wonderful.
so far behind other countries, and it will cost us a ton of money.
If anything, this should just show people how slow our government can be sometimes. Like, I'm all for living in America. I'm all for really advancing us and doing what's best for us, and I want to advocate for that. But it's not free of criticism. And one of the criticisms that I have of this country is how there's lack of innovation. There's this lack of caring about things that actually matter. Like, why does it take a private company to give free internet to people and give internet access to the most remote areas possible? My vision.
Yeah, like Starlink was actually a fucking godsend, especially to the people who were having problems with their terrain in North Carolina. You know, the ones that were only given like a $750 credit for their home being destroyed due to a tornado. Yeah, that shit.
Would be, it's the government's job. I want it as small as possible, yes, but I also want the government to just give its citizens the tools to excel on their own. And I think internet's one of the biggest things, and I think what Elon has done with Starlink is just incredible. Why hasn't our government done something like that? You know, like, I'm perfectly fine with my taxes going to free
Starlink should just be
if you want the super
worldwide.
fast internet, that's when you pay a private company. But
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but internet, I think, should be free. Information should be free. I don't feel like that we need to be paying money for the internet, you know? But we do. because we're humans, we're Americans, we're stupid.
Government will at least give you access to internet. You know, something like that I could get down with. And then regarding SpaceX and NASA, it's like we talked about it before. Why is it taking NASA so long? I need somebody to educate me because I feel like I sound stupid. But it's also like we haven't seen anything really. The amount of progression, the amount of innovation
Get
that
on with the
SpaceX
juicy
has done has
tidbits.
blown NASA out the water. And it's sitting here like, what has NASA been doing with all this money? SpaceX came out of nowhere and just boop, here we go. This is what happens when, one, we're not innovating, but two, we allow someone to get this close to our government, and now we are like depending on them essentially. But now they're fighting, so who knows what's going to happen. But despite all that, there's still people that do not like Elon Musk at all.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, come on, you're gonna use Candace Owens now as a fucking staple for your fucking research? Like, dude, she flipped the script on shit. Like, she used to be all about Trump, and then, like, something happened, and now she hates Trump again. Like, what the fuck?
That he's a part of the transhumanist movement, meaning when are we going to turn everybody into AI movement? Okay, when are humans going to merge with robots? This is what he tweeted this morning. I couldn't even believe it. He tweeted, as I mentioned several years ago, it increasingly appears that humanity is a biological bootloader for digital super intelligence.
Yeah, I'm not fond of that. It gets real dark. I'm all cool with Neuralink helping people, blind people see, you know, helping people walk. That sound, and this is another video. It requires so much context and nuance and really like a deep conversation. But at what point do we limit innovation in terms of biology? Like genetically modifying babies, you know, IVF.
And Trump didn't grab her by the pussy, and now she's all butt sore. Ouch. It's the tiny hands.
Things like Neuralink. It opens up really weird doors. It really does. And this is something I'm extremely not fond of at all.
Ah, yes. God created the human soul so that we could become slaves to tech. That's it. We're just here to load it up.
I mean, like, that's kind of not how it fucking works, but okay, Candace. Yeah, go ahead and fucking, you know, go down that fucking hole. Go down that route, I guess.
Load it up. Have fun, tech. Yeah. And people just didn't have an issue. They're just like, this is all fine. It's all fine. What has the MAGA movement become? I'm asking a serious question. What has this movement become? Because I was down with this about, you know, family values. I was down with this when we were fighting big tech, when we were fighting for speech. Now they're bringing in speech laws. This is getting crazy. I guess everybody's just a bandwagon fan. And because Trump was on the bandwagon, everyone just got on the Elon Musk bandwagon, no questions asked. The petty behavior when he was like blocking accounts and taking away check marks because somebody disagreed with him over H-1B visas. I don't even know how you can productively run 3 businesses if that's your approach to life. When you get angry, you try to make people suffer, whether it's your baby mama or it's someone who's just disagreeing with you over H-1B visas. That's babyish behavior. And I struggle to believe that he is heading up 3 companies if this is how he acts.
That's valid. Because on one end,
okay, yeah, I'll give her that.
For Elon, it's because of the companies that he runs and the amount of innovation that SpaceX has done, Starlink has done, Tesla has done. While I do love them, he is also like all over the place. Elon is. So it does make me wonder,
I mean, I would think that this would probably fall under a stimming situation. I mean, you got to keep in mind that he does have autism. So this might be like a stimming thing. I don't know. I don't know how autism really works like that in that sense because I'm not autistic, you know? But I would think that that might have something to do with it. But everybody usually tries to tend to ignore that fact.
If Elon was to vanish today or something was to happen to him, like, I don't want anything to happen to him. I'm not doing any threats or anything. But I'm saying if he was just gone, would all these companies live on without him? Fine. I think so. He's aiding to a lot of the innovation, but he's always seems to be so gone that, like, he has hired some solid teams to keep things running and churning. Because I've always respected what he's done. Again, I love the innovation. I love the things that he's getting done for our country and as far as, like, progressing us forward. But then there's also some really, really dark sides and stupid things that he does that I'm just not fond of at all. And there's people like Candace Owens who has called it out from the jump and has never liked them at all to begin with.
Look, I voted for Trump, and I'll be the first to tell you that I'm not down with this big, beautiful bill. And let me tell you why. People say all
Okay,
the time,
tell us.
oh, you Trump supporters are in a cult. No, we're not, because we are not in blind obedience to one individual. We are more than willing and happy to criticize our own, and that is how it should be in the political arena. We
I mean,
see
I
so much
agree
in
to
this big,
that.
beautiful bill.
Like, I see a lot of people on TikTok that are very pro MAGA, and when they feel like Donald Trump is fucking up, they speak about it. You know, I have not seen a whole lot of people on the left that did that shit when we all could tell that Biden had some problems with his fucking with his speaking, and half the time he's like trying to shake hands with people who don't exist, getting lost in the fucking woods at one point, falling upstairs. American could be summed up in one word. And fucking like everybody was just like, oh no, he's not having cognitive decline. He does not have cognitive decline. Biden is so much better. And then they were like, oh wait, he does have cognitive decline. Oh, he does have cognitive decline. What are we gonna do? Well, we're just gonna interject Kamala Harris into the fucking race. Go Kamala Harris. You know, like that was the fucking left. Like, no matter what, it was as if the Democratic Party could do no fucking wrong. Not once did I hear any Democrats saying anything negative about Joe Biden or Kamala Harris. All I heard from them was saying Orange Man bad no matter fucking what. And it was because the news told them.
Bill that actually is the
We, on the other hand, is just like, dude, we don't watch the news. We only watch whatever happens when it's live, so that way things aren't taken out of context. And when we start hearing about shit like things that we don't like that Trump is doing, we're gonna let him. We're gonna let him know, so that way he can be like, okay, duly noted. China, you know, and then some other shit.
opposite of much of what we actually voted for. We see a continued increase in spending, unnecessary spending. Not only that, but we also see the increase in encroachment of AI. We see funding of pet products that we do not agree with. And we are going to raise our voices against it, as any well-educated electorate should do.
Valid, and that's all Elon was doing before this all blew up. There's a lot of Republicans out there and people who voted for Trump who are disappointed in this bill and they do not like the amount of spending that's in it, which is a valid take. That's something to call out. It's okay to call out bad things that the president does, but for this to have blown up the way it has between Elon and Trump, you know, it's a little unnecessary, but it's also necessary in the sense that Elon has spent so
I
much
want to know
time with
more about the
Doge and
fucking
cutting
juicy
spending and
tits.
trying to make the government more efficient for Trump to come out here with this big ass bill. So I can see why Elon's a little upset.
You know, Elon Musk is right in calling it a disgusting abomination. And I think that the Trump administration needs to realize just how damaging it will be if we wind up passing this bill, continue this trend of wasteful spending, and then wonder why individuals don't show up in the midterms to vote for this continued irresponsibility.
I mean, I have to agree with this, you know, because it's like they made a big stink about a lot of the wasteful spending that was going on in the government, only to turn around and fucking be like, we're gonna do some wasteful spending, but it's okay because it's us fucking doing it. No, wasteful spending is wasteful spending, no matter what side is doing it and who's cutting it. Like if it's a waste of if it's a waste, it's a waste. Now on the other hand, like the big beautiful bill could possibly have like some more underlying themes that we don't fully fucking know about. You know, like there might be a method to the madness. So it's kind of hard to basically, you know, for me personally, I feel like it's very difficult for me to be like, okay, am I for it or am I against it? I look at it the same way that I do with the whole Israel and fucking Hamas and Palestine thing. It's like, I don't know who to fucking root for. I don't know who to, you know, I don't know who to fucking be on the side of in this situation. You know, because I see so many people that are for Israel. I see so many people who are for Palestine. And the one thing that they both seem to agree on is there's a problem with Hamas, I guess, and shit going on in the Gaza Strip. And I'm just like, look, I don't know what side to root for. So I'm just gonna root for the possibility of eventual peace. Like that's the middleman that I'm choosing. You know, this on the other hand is like, okay, look, if there's a possibility of big spending, but there might also be a method to the madness about why there would be the big spending and where all of this is coming from.
The reason people voted for Trump is because we want to see fiscal responsibility. We want to see an end to waste, fraud, and abuse. And we don't want Republicans to say one thing and do another. That's what people on the
That I
left are very
agree with.
accustomed to, is their politicians saying one thing and doing another. They're just used to it at this point. They have Stockholm syndrome. But we demand better, as we should.
Yep, the people.
I agree.
Like, I feel like really the only reason Trump won, honestly, was one because of media and all the lies that the left was doing. But he had so much support because of all the libertarians and independents who came out to support him because they trusted the things he was going to say. They trusted, Elon's taking credit for it. I don't think it's just Elon, but all the people.
Yeah, Elon actually said, let's be real here. If it wasn't for me and my fucking financial backing, Trump wouldn't have won the presidency. You know, what up, Tyshawn?
That were riding behind Elon that really went to Trump because of that. All the people that were riding behind RFK Jr. that really went to Trump to that. They want to see these basic things done. Not.
I mean, I agree. Like the biggest issue is fraud, waste, and abuse. And that is the reason why I voted for Donald Trump. And that's the reason why a lot of people voted for Donald Trump. So if the big beautiful bill ends up creating a lot of wasteful spending, and like I think Elon Musk said that in the 130 days that he worked on Doge, he found $180 billion worth of waste, fraud, and abuse throughout everything that he fucking did. And the big beautiful bill, according to what this is saying, is that it's going to create an uptick of $2.4 trillion. I would say we should probably find more fraud, waste, and abuse that could possibly surpass $2.4 trillion before something like this is actually passed. If anything, I would possibly say cut the fat, because even though Trump and Speaker Mike Johnson fucking wrote this motherfucker, um, by the time it gets to Trump, he might have to read the whole thing, and he might just deny it and just basically be like, no, no, like this is a big, as a big fuck you, he'll just veto the bill.
This big, huge bill and some of the things in it that's not what people want, and people are letting their voices be heard.
What I think is the most hilarious thing is 2 hours ago, Elon posts and pins a poll that says, is it time to create a new political party in America that actually represents the 80% in the middle?
Oh. Bro.
Is the 80% in the middle in the room with us? Because you were just an alt-right freak for like the first half of this year.
You had every opportunity to really bridge together the left and the right. I get it. On one end, the media was attacking Elon just
I think this chick's a psycho, though.
Much like this whole salute thing. They went on Elon so much for that. Cory Booker just did it, and it's been crickets. Very weird.
Erica.
Very weird. But also...
Yeah, very weird. Let's see it again.
This whole salute thing. They went on Elon so much for that. Cory Booker just did it, and it's been crickets.
Da, 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 da. Yeah, see, Cory Booker's doing the same thing. What? Now what? Say something, left.
Very weird. Very weird. But also...
very, very demure. Very mindful. Good work, Cory Booker.
Making a dark MAGA hat and repping MAGA, and I love Trump as much as a straight man can love Trump. That's not helping representing the 80% in the middle. You had more than enough opportunity and time to really creatively craft messaging and really push forward bridging a divide. Obviously, there's some great things he's did, and having mainstream media not helping in that and lying on him and twisting things and narratives, that does make it hard, but I don't think Elon made it any easier too, especially with some of the things he's been tweeting.
Come on, more juicy
Elon has
tidbits.
decided to break up with me during Pride Month, which is surprising, really. But what a bad guy. He used to love me. He used to call me Toto, the way I used to bless the reins on his African ass. Now he's being nasty. We are going to get ice. We're going to deport him. We're deporting Elon. We're going to deport Elon to Mars because he is a butt-ugly Martian, frankly.
Bruh.
I like this guy. Bruh.
Imagine Trump deports his ass back to South Africa. That would send the media into an uproar. So that's the drama. That's everything we know so far regarding Elon Musk and Donald Trump.
Okay, yeah, that's all I needed to know. Like, basically, like I said, with all of this shit, like, this is too fucking ridiculous to actually be real. And I personally feel like that it's not fucking real. I think it's a work. I think it's fucking hilarious watching this shit. You got to check this out on fucking social media on your own. Like the like and it's only a start, I think. You know, this is but like one thing's for sure though, it actually has gotten people to stop setting Tesla buildings and smart vehicles on fire, which is good for the environment, by the way. You know, setting a car on fire that has a lithium battery in it is probably not good for the ozone layer, which is ironic because that's something that the left is really all about is the environment. But now that they're friends with Elon Musk again, you know, now that they're fucking sucking the teat because, you know, he's made a couple of mean tweets clapping back at Donald Trump over this big beautiful bill. Personally, like I showed at the very beginning of this, like I'm not the only one who thinks that this is a possible work. I honestly, I do think it's a work, and as somebody who has worked a crowd in the past and actually has made it believable for 99% of the crowd, I could see this being a fucking work between everybody and between Elon Musk and Donald Trump just to try to fuck with people in the government to see who actually is the more corrupt fuckers and to show how fucking sheepish the fucking left actually is, because obviously you can see that. Like I said before, like they hated on Elon Musk so much that they were spray painting Nazi regalia on on Tesla Cybertrucks and setting Tesla cars on fire and throwing paint at fucking Tesla people and just creating a stir, setting fucking blowing up charging stations, etc. And now they're just like, go Elon. Way to clap back on the Don. Way to show us once again how bad Orange Man is. Like, it's all fucking fun. Like, it's all a fucking game at this point. Personally, that's what I think. I'm gonna get the fuck up out of here. I think I'm gonna jump on Twitch and play some video games. Probably not on the Switch too, but there's something that I want to play. Still in the midst of trying to fucking get a couple of sports games taken care of and finished with, so hopefully I'll be able to get that taken care of. With that being said, thank you guys for coming in and watching. I'm Crazy McCormick. I'm out this bitch, y'all. I'll see you next week. Most likely. Deuces.